I got it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm sorry it took so long. You're running into all sorts of issues, but we are back in. We have Jackson and Everett with us today. Both of them actually having webcams. Everything's good to go. Oh boy, it took way too long, but welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for those of you who did patiently wait. It is greatly appreciated. So, last, where we left off for everybody else who was here, you guys flew on Demacia, basically beelining straight for the city of Dhim Dular, camping a little outside of, a little bit outside of the city of Dhim Dular to recuperate some of your strength and just rest, prepare for the evening and morning and future days ahead. In the middle of the night, Demacia had made a move to try to acquire Soren's gun, a plan that she and Icarus both had set in motion due to some visions that she had seen in the past, and the goddess of time herself, Essen Northwind, High Queen of Cania, and also Demacia's beloved, who she was afraid was getting shot in the first place, intervened and convinced Demacia to leave the gun behind and pursue the future in its confusingly terrifying glory that it was. And so, with that, everyone awakens to the new day, a silvery tinted sun rather than your stereotypical gold tinted sun, cascading rays out and about over the rocky and slightly snowy tundra that lays around you. You can see maybe about a mile or two in the distance the mountain that Dhim Dular lays upon. The front part of this dwarven fortress jutting out from the stone and kind of peeking around the kind of rocky crevices of the mountain itself. I know that there were a couple of people who wanted to get some things done before we delved inside, so let's get started, shall we? Who wants to go first? Icarus, what would you like to do?
So, I'm assuming...
Cutting out real bad.
Can you hear me?
Now we
No,
can.
I'm assuming, and that was it.
Didn't hear a single bit of that.
You gotta
Try
make
again.
out with your
Try
mic, Kay. We've been over this.
I know, and I have! It's been working this whole time! Is it working now?
Yes, it's working now.
God damn it. Okay. I'm assuming that we, are, like, approaching the doors.
Not yet. You guys have just woken up.
Just woke up.
Fuck. Well, now I'll wait till we are,
You'll wait
like,
until then.
close to approaching. Yeah.
Okay. So you all kind of wake up. You kind of, are, well, I'll say people who do wake up first are Soren, as per usual, and probably Icarus not too far behind. Soren, one thing you do notice is that the flap of your satchel that contains your pistol is askew. It's not where you left it.
And who was on last watch?
Last watch, I think it was...
Demacia.
Demacia was on final watch, yes. Because there was 3 watches.
She's the last person that was awake.
Yes.
Or because she stayed awake. She didn't go back. She's the one waking everyone.
Wait.
Okay.
Demacia, can you take a point of exhaustion for me, please?
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah,
Because you stayed up the entire night with Essen.
Oh,
After the last
yeah.
watch.
Yeah, you were last watch. Well, no, were you last watch? I thought you were second watch.
No,
No,
Chase was
Chase-
She
second.
was
The first time I was
Right.
Yeah.
she was
Very
last
well.
watch, and then she wound up in her
Mhm.
excuse me her conversation with Essen until like early.
Yeah.
in the morning. But she would have been up anyways because she was last watch.
Okay.
You know?
She would
why
have
would
gotten
she
all
say-
her sleep
I
from the
thought,
first two.
in my mind, I was like, oh, obviously you'd pick second watch to seem less suspicious, but no.
No, she jumped on that
yeah.
fucking last watch like
She decided last.
hungry lion.
So,
So Demacia's still awake then.
Demacia is the one waking everyone up. That is correct.
Demacia, did anything happen last night?
No? Why?
Because my things are improperly placed. Which means that somebody would have to snuck in.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't see anything.
I mean, logically, I think before pointing fingers, Soren would like to check her belongings.
Yes. She was just wondering if she saw anything because she was the last one awake.
Coda, just a little bit of that pointing fingers inquisitiveness bleeding through, because Coda knows what's up.
Coda knows. Stop metagaming.
I'm not metagaming. She's asking if she saw anything because she was the last person awake.
No, it's more so. I'm not saying anything you said was metagaming. It was the tone of your voice that was like, I know you did something. So
No,
did
all
you?
she did was say, "Did you see anything?"
It
You
was
guys
very
just want me
no,
to
no, no, no,
metagame.
no. It was very accusatory. It was very
Okay.
accusatory.
How dare you.
She will go through
Yeah.
her belongings and double check that everything is still present
You
and or the way she left it.
like everything's present, but a couple of things are not how they were left. It would seem like if it either maybe like just got jostled around during the night, something happened, but nothing seems missing. And in fact,
nobody-
like, I mean, and thinking about like, oh, maybe somebody planted something. Nope. Nothing new is present. Everything looks the same that should be in there, just not in its proper place. As in, like, not exactly as you left it. Like, say, for example, if you, like, left the gun laying up on the side, it's now kind of, like, flat down. It could have just been something as innocent as being knocked around.
Man, it's a good thing Soren doesn't have ADHD because I would have lost my gun like 5 years ago.
And nothing was here. Just you.
Wait, did that even pick up?
No.
No, you're like stupidly quiet for me.
Yeah, I can barely. You're barely.
that fix it? Did
No.
that help?
That helped me.
It was the same tone. It was the same amount of tone.
Hello?
Yeah, that's really close.
That's
Good.
close.
Yeah.
No, just us.
Okay. Well, maybe it was me. She does seem very,
Very what? You cut out a little bit there.
very, very bothered. But other than that, she sort of just puts everything in its rightful place and gets herself ready.
As
Demacia's gonna chime in. She's like, I thought I might have seen you tossing and turning a little bit. I don't know if it's stress or
make
anything.
a deception
Maybe
check
I was
for
like-
me. Not a
I was
terribly
gonna say if you
not-
hadn't have said anything,
not a
she
terribly
would've
I'm
just-
gonna say not a terribly high DC because but like
18 plus 9, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure my deception is plus 9.
yeah. It's,
That would
Yeah,
make
it's
sense
plus
with your
9,
background.
18 plus 9. Yeah, she's a good liar.
so yeah, you like she just
Well, that would be the
kind of-
difference between me actively trying to figure
Yeah.
you out and you happening to say something odd in passing.
right. Yeah. You don't it doesn't I would say such an innocuous comment would not have would not have been a blip on your radar.
She makes sure that everything is present, double checks that, fixes everything, and then, does her little put her hair up in a messy bun and get ready for the morning caffeinated tea routine.
As the commotion is going on, Ray kind of bows his back out and just stretches, letting out like a soft but kind of like higher pitched yawn, squeak sort of sound. And in doing so, awakens Chase. Kind of the movement around Chase, kind of bumping him a little bit awake.
Just be like, oh, is it time? Where's my cheese bag?
Yeah. Yes, I believe it's time. I feel like I didn't get enough sleep for it, but the day is upon us. Nothing else to really do about it now.
Indeed so. I'm just gonna reach into my cheese bag and just... I like put one in
Who
my palm.
here-
Just like...
Who here do you think would be the most sensitive to magic?
Are you asking me?
One of our
I'm
magic
asking
users.
everybody. I'm asking the party.
What do
I
you
mean, if not Ray, then
like-
probably Icarus.
I was gonna say,
you
what do
mean?
we mean by
What do you mean?
sensitive?
Yeah,
Sensitive
I
as
need
in
some
like,
clarification.
it's like if like they somebody being if magic, even if it was magic that you couldn't see, was occurring in the area, who do you think would be the first to sense it?
Oh,
Ray
I
or
have
Icarus.
true sight though.
Right.
Well, it's
I'd
not.
probably
It's not.
say
True
Ray.
sight. True sight doesn't do anything against magic because some magic just exists without having any material form.
I mean, Demacia has a really high passive perception. She has
Right. It wouldn't be so much a
but this has
passive
to do with
perception.
your
This is
you're tied to the arcane.
yeah. This is kind of more like and like so. The two people that I think would have the highest would be Chase and Icarus, but I don't know which between the two whose would be higher. Let's
Some
settle it this
Warlock.
way. Let's settle it this way. What's your guys' pluses to Arcana?
oh God, hold on. Where's Chase placed? The man with the mace.
Kay's little.
What's Arcana?
Arcana? What's that? Oh,
Is that the int?
yeah. So it's going
at
Arcana.
the end.
Is that the int? Mine's a 5. It says.
Yeah, Arcana's a 5. What's
Oh,
yours?
you're
Yeah.
a 3.
A 3.
A 3. Okay,
Ah,
so Chase,
I've got it.
you notice it first. This kind of as you're
smell it
stretching
in
and
the
getting up,
winds.
you're reaching into your cheese bag, and as you reach inside, you feel kind of like almost like a ripple wash over you, kind of like almost like a gust of wind, but extremely slowly and almost charged with static electricity. Kind of just races up your back.
We're gonna be struck by lightning.
Not quite like, again, it's not quite like a lightning storm sort of situation, but also kind of like that sensation of like you're feeling anxious and you feel like eyes kind of bored into the back of your skull. That kind of like tingly sensation
so, like, how I
multiplied to
feel
like
every day.
30,
Is
and
it
then
you know
like
how old
rippling
people are
across
like,
your
"I know
back.
when storm's coming. Is that what this is like?
I could
Like,
feel
I
it
can
in
feel
my
it in my
joints.
knees. I can feel it in my knees.
There's
That's me
magic
for
in
real.
the air.
But yeah, you get the
My
sense
elbows are a little bit
We're
stiff.
about to die.
you get the sense that there is some sort of arcane presence. Like you feel it as kind of like you're reaching inside this kind of wave of magic wash over you, and almost kind of begin to like almost kind of like how you can feel almost like tension in the air building. It kind of is that similar like feeling of like almost the air around you sort of beginning to slightly increase in pressure, and that tension, that magical tension in the air almost becoming extremely palpable.
Atmosphere. Do I have a ghost in here? Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
It's a spirit orb. Get out of here. Yeah, I don't need you. Fuck out of here, bug.
Everybody knows that North Carolina is haunted.
Isn't that where the Amityville horror house is at?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't know.
No.
But now it is. Ooh. I moved it there by a highway.
Oh
The
god.
demise is all Ever's fault.
So, what do we
Oh, New York.
like? What? How do you react to all of that occurring?
I would just kind of like, as I'm like reaching, because I've already popped like one in my mouth, so I'm reaching in one for Ray. I just like, kind of like, whoa, did you guys feel that?
At this
Ew,
point, I would
why?
say, as like being like clued in on it, Demacia and Icarus both also feel it.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah, sure. Make an Arcana check, and
You're
I'm
gonna make
making
things
a-
Ray
worse
also-
on
Just kind
yourself.
of looks to Chase and just feel what exactly?
Ray's ears simultaneously also kind of like perk up, like
Well, antennas just.
yeah, they're like
10 plus 7.
10
It's
plus
a 17.
10 plus 7, 17. You definitely, like, as you're cluing into it, you definitely feel it. It feels like presences move, kind of like drifting about this space. With that high of Arcana, you're not quite able to discern how many, but the fact that it is like some sort of presence, like trying to localize itself here, and a couple of presences like drifting around the area.
Oh
Hey,
man, I hope we didn't
Icarus?
camp on an area, fucking
Uh,
burial ground again. I've had that happen to me before, and I didn't turn out too
Whatever
well.
it is, I don't think it's just one of them. I'm getting the sense that it is several, at least. Looks like they're
It-
trying to zone in on us.
Icarus is gonna close his eyes and try to reach out to the presences like he would like a god or
Make a
spirit.
charisma check, just a straight charisma check for me.
I have high on that.
High
Hee-hee.
charisma.
Just straight charisma. Come on, new dice, don't do me wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all the way back there. Is that a 19 plus 5?
There you
24,
go,
baby!
24. There we are. So, looking at kind of like
That's
It's-
Soren's boyfriend.
you reach out to try to commune with it, and kind of as you're like trying to commune with it and parsing through the magical presences that are surrounding you, you recognize that this is a spell that doesn't exactly allow for communion with whatever entity it is. It is not. I will say it's less of like an entity and more of just a presence.
Well, it's not a spirit. If it was, or like a god or anything, if it was, I would have been able to try to reach out to it. It seems more of just either a presence or someone's watching us really closely.
I wouldn't say it's an it, I think it's a them.
Well,
And considering I currently have a target on my back, I say we take that as our cue to leave.
I very much
Might-
agree.
What are the? I guess we have a wizard in our party usually. Is there any chance it's Hanzazi in any capacity?
Last
I mean, I don't know what kind of magic she can do.
I
We'd
don't
be able to
have.
commune with them, wouldn't we?
It's
It's
not that good.
It's not so. If it is a teleportation spell, which it very well might be, like Icarus pointed out, we would not be able to commune with any of the individuals inside of this teleport, as it were. It's strange that it is taking, if it is a teleport, that it's taking so long to take effect, but I guess it's not entirely impossible. I worry it's...
Can I do like an insight or like an investigation or anything to kind of like cue in what the magic is?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana.
And if you guess the school of magic right now, I will give you advantage.
Ooh.
Okay, hold on.
So the
I know
schools of
nothing
magic,
about
I'll give you the
D&D,
school.
so-
I'll give you the schools of magic. Do you want me to tell you what the schools do, or do you want to just guess based off the
Hufflepuff.
name? No, that's not.
I'm
That's not.
It's Slytherin.
Slytherin, yeah.
Hufflepuff, let's go. Anyways,
Get out of here. Go.
I think I'm a Huffle, but I was really shooting for Ravenclaw.
yeah,
Everybody tells me I'm a
I'm a
weird mix of
Raven
Slytherin and Ravenclaw.
I'm a Hufflepuff
Exactly what I
Ravenclaw.
am.
With a sprinkle of Gryffindor. But then if you get me in my DM space, I'm definitely a lot more of a Slytherin Ravenclaw. But that's beside the point.
Those would be sliding into people's DMs.
Ooh, Slytherin. You slither into the Hufflepuff, bro.
Sliding in them DMs.
So
She'd be Slytherin on my Gryffindor
so-
till I Hufflepuff.
Whew. Whew.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Beautiful.
that was great. Okay, tying back in real quick. So I will give you the names of the schools if you are. If you have a general idea on what you think it does, I will leave it. Otherwise, I will give you a tiny summarization.
All right.
We
cool.
have alteration,
Mm-hmm.
transmutation,
Mm-hmm.
abjuration. No, sorry, not alteration. Sorry, transmutation is alteration. I'm thinking of Skyrim for a second. Sorry, it is transmutation, abjuration. That's the A one. Evocation, conjuration, enchantment, necromancy, chronergy, graviturgy. There's more. I'm trying to remember. That might be all of them, but I think there's more. But regardless, those are all the ones that I can list, and it is for sure one of those ones.
What's the one that starts with an A?
Abjuration.
Okay, what does that do?
That's kind of like wards, shields, sort of kind of divination. That's another one. But abjurative, sort of like protection spells generally, kind of something that protects or shields or enshrouds an individual. Then there is divination, which divination and illusion. Sorry, so let me go back through the list, top to bottom, because I forgot those two. We have abjuration, conjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation, graviturgy, chronergy, illusion, and there's one more, and I forgot it. There's one more, necromancy. And technically else calling, but that is a magic I think you are unfamiliar with. So I would leave that option out.
I don't know. Gut feeling says it's the A1.
Abjuration?
Yeah.
You were incorrect. Just roll a straight Arcana check for me, please.
All right.
Can I guess out of character?
You may.
Is it chronology?
It is not.
Can I guess out of character?
You may.
Illusionary?
It is not.
Is it
Can I guess
divination?
out of character?
You may guess out of character, both of you.
Is it the A1?
No, it is not.
Abjuration?
What's it? What were you thinking, Coda?
I'm torn between divination or conjuration.
Which do you think it is?
It was Arcana.
I'm feeling it was conjuration personally.
I feel like something would have appeared by now if it was that.
Okay. So, what is that? Arcana.
You could always take the
and-
other half of the coin and see who's right.
I'm just gonna take divination. You can take conjuration.
Okay.
Everett is correct. It is conjuration.
Yeah. I had a hunch.
See,
I had a hunch.
half of me was right.
So I rolled an 18 plus 3, so that's 21.
For Arcana?
Because it's int, right? Oh wait, no, Arcana's
your
plus
Arcana.
5 as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So whatever 18 plus 23.
Gee.
23. You're trying to summarize what type of magic it is, correct?
Can I do it like Courage the Cowardly Dog?
So I just want to confirm. Are you trying to
Turn to a
determine what
spirit
type of what spell, like what it's
Like
doing.
what type of magic?
The question I had was like, could I get an insight to like kind of get more familiar with what was going on in the air?
Sure.
So I
You
guess
get the
something.
sense, like with conjuration, like in just the nature of conjurative magic, which you would definitely have picked up the school by analyzing this, it is magic that is trying to summon something, that is trying to conjure or create or summon something. That is the nature of this spell. Is in that broad realm of possibility. You get the sense it is more localized to either summoning something or bringing something from somewhere to here.
Can I just be like, guys, I feel it in the air. Something's going to come from over there. And then whatever the hell it is, just like is in a complete opposite direction of where I'm pointing.
Okay,
Just
Dr.
like,
Seuss.
there's something right there.
And as he says, right there, as he says, complete the opposite direction of where he is pointing, there is kind of like Doctor Strange style, kind of like a spinning wheel of kind of like sparks of gold and white and blue, and stepping through it and lightly tumbling into the snow are Zazie and Marin.
You're back.
And they
Hope you
they
decided to
look
join the party.
they look haggard. They like
You're a
parts of
wizard.
Marin's dress are torn. There are a
Hagrid.
couple of
Hagrid.
haggard. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Harry
Uh,
Potter episode. Let's go.
No, I mean maybe if we do like a mini one shot Harry Potter thing like Dimension 20 did, because that was pretty cool. But jumping back into this, they like there are a couple of dents and like blemishes on Zazie's armor. There is like in bits and pieces, the leather are kind of cut and torn in places. Same thing with Demarin's dress, also kind of torn in places. Her hair looking a little bit frazzled, and her headband slightly off center.
Headband.
What
I got
the
a
fuck
question.
happened to you both?
Who's Demarin again?
We're here.
I can't remember.
Marin is the siren time
Demarin.
wizard that you only got to meet for like 2 sessions.
I don't know what that means.
Her name is Marin, not Demarin.
It's Josh being a dumbass.
Did I?
Marina.
I'm sorry.
You be confusing me for Kay. You be confusing Demacia for Marin. What's happening here?
Josh, we need answers. We need to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to know
So
the truth.
Yeah, what the fuck did happen for us to look like this?
what happened was you were your exploits were caught onto by the higher up. Let me see if I can find his stuff real quick. And whoever is that's a roll 20 thing. Okay, I'm fine. I'll look at that later. Looking here. Silzer. Okay, Archbishop Silzer Zargar of the Order of the Scales, which you knew going into it was one of the corrupt head officials, one of the abyssal corrupted head officials of the Order itself, had caught you guys poking around his personal study quarters area for answers in regards to the corruption that was being seeded into the Order itself, the dethroning of the Adamantine Dragon. The Adamantine Dragon has officially been dethroned and completely stripped of his divinity. So now he is just kind of a very powerful but ordinary dragon. But yeah, you were trying to find some answers, and according to the Adamantine Dragon, who you spoke to briefly to confirm that he was alive, mentioned there potentially being a ritual somewhere in his library that could potentially restore his godhood, because what presently had happened is the Archbishop has essentially siphoned off over many years the Adamantine Dragon's divinity and has essentially sealed it within himself. So you all you were searching around. You got spotted. The adamantine dragon was joining you in a humanoid sort of form, because dragons can shapeshift. But he was following you along, trying to give you some aid wherever he could, and as you guys were being discovered, he essentially just conjured a portal and shoved you through it, closing it quickly behind you, and you guys ended up here.
I'm gonna look around for him as he comes into the portal.
No.
Okay.
Where did you guys just come from? That portal.
Hello.
Which one of you conjured that?
We didn't.
Neither of us. Actually.
Jace,
You look awful.
thanks.
Thanks.
You too.
You look great yourself, you know.
I didn't mean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
I'm sorry.
It's the first thing that came out of your mouth. You didn't even say hello. You said, "Where are you?" You look like shit. Well,
I
okay.
said, what the fuck happened to you? I'm sorry.
Someone
Hello.
died behind
Hello.
Sora.
Hello.
You guys look awful.
A hi would have been nice. Thanks, Chase. I
Not
expect it
telling
from
me
you.
that I look like garbage would have also been nice, but you know. You win some, you lose some, right?
So there's a lot of things.
So wait, what was the name of
Chase.
that guy again?
Repeat that, Chase.
What was the name of that guy again?
Silzer Zargar is the name of the archbishop that has siphoned off your father's power. You do not know this information yet.
Can we just... Do you want to tell them? Do you want to summarize for them?
Sure.
Thanks.
There was a bishop. We were investigating him. The adamantine dragon is still alive, Chase.
I think I do that.
He's not a god, though. His divinity has been, siphoned? Yeah, siphoned. It's been taken by a bishop. His name is Silzar. Do you know that name?
You have heard of that name before, not only amongst your travels, being the archbishop, one of the head three of the theocracy that is leading the order at present, which the theocracy was supposed to be in service of your now not so godly father. But apparently, somewhere in the mix, he has managed to siphon off the power of the adamantine dragon. You do know that in growing up, your mother did make it very clear that if you did make it to the order, into the realms of the order, trying to search for answers or anything about your father, to constantly come and go in various sorts of disguises to keep yourself hidden, because Silzer was very interested in you. Always has been. He's always sent emissaries and people to check in on you. He's even offered to pay for tutelage and scholaring and financing your situation, trying to provide you with whatever answers that he could. And over the life, he has proved to be to you a somewhat valuable asset in trying to ascertain things from about your father and about your past connection with him, and even about your travels. But your mother, before she had passed, had forewarned you that he was a sleazy individual that was interested in you for other means than what he was letting on. So take how you view him at your own personal level.
Oh yes, I've heard of him before.
Oh?
I don't. Oh shoot. My speaking turn. Yeah.
Yes, go for it. You have the talking stick.
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
I've heard of him before. He used to frequent my town talking to my mother about things that at the time I didn't understand. But as my adventures through this have been gotten a bit more accustomed with some of them.
He came onto your mother?
Zazzy, that's really
No.
he's your dad. This is
I don't believe
this is
so,
this
but
is
Why
what
is
you got out of
everybody
what he
laughing?
just said right there.
He said that, like, as a kid, him and his mom would talk about things that he would soon figure out as an adult. And I'm not supposed to think.
I understand.
What?
Where,
Hooking- I think if they were hooking up in any capacity, that's what he would have said. But
That's not what he said.
no,
Bobby,
what
I
he
think-
what he said was talking to my mother about things that I didn't quite understand.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you said it as a kid, man.
That's
So
fair.
why-
Okay.
Why would that?
Listen.
So what are these
Leave
things
it, leave
that
it,
he
leave
spoke
it.
to your mother about?
Yeah. There we go. That's a poignant
It was
question.
really. It's hard to say that with a straight face, guys. I just have to say that.
No, you tried so hard, and I applaud you for it.
It was really hard.
But what's it? Marin did ask you a question, or was it Soren? I can't remember.
It was
But
Marin.
Marin asked
yes.
you a question. Yeah.
Can I be completely honest with you guys? After I did this the first time, it all went over my head. I'm sorry.
Funding your education
so-
and
so,
other
ba-
things.
Yeah. I'll try to paraphrase as best I can. So basically, he was a kind of character who, as I said earlier, was extremely interested in you and your well-being, and tried to provide you with a lot of money and opportunity to try to, like, propel your life forward. At least that's how he always portrayed it. Your mother was always worried of some other nefarious personal interest that he had. She mentioned that him and your father were not always on good terms with each other. You guys believed in slightly different things for the order, and eventually, according to her, she said, like, one of her personal opinions are that he is part of the reason of why your father was asleep for many years. Or actually, at that time, because she passed away prior to him coming back to consciousness, the reason why he had been put to sleep. So your mother doesn't really like him, but over the course of your life and your travels, he has been very amiable towards you. He has sponsored several of your trips, provided you with a lot of information surrounding your father. He's been a valuable asset over the years, but again, that always kind of nags in the back of your mind of your mother suspecting him first and foremost for your father's near millennia long slumber, and also being a very sleazy individual.
Two-Face.
Mm-hmm. So your opinion of him will be shaped by that, however you decide.
I don't like how all these eyes are on me. I'm still
Take your time.
processing.
No, take your
Hold
time.
on. Yeah, it's okay.
While he's thinking, can I just take a look around and see where the heck I am?
Yeah.
Actually, I also, Demacia wants to inquire. Marin, did you get to see your wife? Did you find her?
Ouchie.
No, you did not find her. You do have a better idea, though. You did hear rumors of some people, like, you did wander and question the docks, of course. But you did, Sorry, there's this white noise going on in the background and it's distracting me.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Is that my tea kettle?
It might be. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. Oh, God.
That is definitely it.
It is it.
ASMR.
What, do you not do crisp on Discord? You too good for that?
I
Yeah.
don't do crisp on Discord.
That's fair. Turning my
It
attention.
takes out like half of the shit that I'm saying.
That's fair. Turning back to the conversation at hand. You did not find your wife. But you did narrow your search down. Apparently, she has been seen around the port and some of the nearby port cities.
Seen?
Seen, and has even gone so
Right,
far
right.
as to acquire a ship. Though they said that rumor has it that she was difficult to interact with. That she, given the connotation behind those words, it either means that she lacked a physical form or something about her personality has changed.
So who's this wife? Why are we looking for someone?
Marin's wife.
Marin's looking for her wife.
Yeah.
Marin's looking
But
for her
she,
wife.
yeah, she.
I barely met Marin before we went on this journey. Apparently they're a octopus or something.
No,
They're an octopus.
they're a siren, so kind of like almost
You
like
guys
a,
is
a siren,
bitch.
and her wife
Yeah.
is a water ganassi.
a water.
Ganussi?
Ganassi.
Oh,
Everybody
no.
pronounces it different.
No. I know
Spell
Jackson
it.
Nazi.
too well.
Can you spell that for me real quick?
Genasi.
Let's see.
See,
Let's see.
put her on
Stop
Guinness.
both.
Wow. It's pronounced Jif. God damn.
Okay,
Yes.
turning back.
I-
So that to answer your question. Apparently she is on the open sea again.
Apparently,
Is she
people
at
have
the-
seen her.
I will say they did make point that she was looking for something.
Apparently
Something?
she's looking for something.
Most
And
people who buy a
she's-
ship usually are.
Difficult to interact with, which is not at all my wife.
Marin, this might be a weird question, but do you happen to have anything that's hers, like anything that's a belonging, or like this? I promise this is as weird as it sounds, but like a lock of hair or some like piece of her. Maybe I could help with more information.
Truthfully, with you
afterwards.
guys being separated in the ship sinking and going down, all of your possessions together are probably stowed somewhere on the ship. I'm sorry, I don't believe you do. At least not something that would be
Unfortunately,
considered hers.
I didn't even wind up with anything of mine really when I washed ashore.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure if you do find something, though, please come to me. I might be able to find where she would be at the moment. Give it to me.
It sounds like either something fundamentally changed her, or maybe they're interacting with a spiritual form of her. I'm not quite sure.
I mean, she could be just as shaken up about losing you as you are about her. It's also true.
But in that case, she'd be looking for someone, not something.
Do you think that she would try to make that known to people? Or, given the events of what happened in the crash, would she be more secretive about seeking you out?
What happened in the crash?
I don't think she's ever said.
That's because you and I never clarified if
Well,
it was
wait,
a monster or if it was a storm.
You aren't entirely sure. Your memories of that are foggy. All you know is that you sailed past the Pandarim coast, and something happened. You know the nature of Pandarim to be the place in this world where the veil between this and the Eldritch horrors beyond are the thinnest. It is always kind of a bad omen to sail through there, and most people would go to great lengths and thousands of gold to sail around it or beyond it, as far away from it as possible. What happened was you guys had just finished fighting off a trio of pirate ships who were trying to assail your ship and kind of add it to their fleet, as it were. Either chasing down some sort of bounty that neither of you really were aware of, or something to do with the cargo or the deal that you were presently undertaking. You guys weren't ever quite sure why, but you handled them, but in doing so took some heavy losses to the ship. You were taking on water, it was very difficult to stave off, and so you guys, to save the ship as best you could, sailed towards shore, unfortunately into what is known as the Pandarum Circle. This circular section of the sea that is supposedly underneath Pandorum's influence, and after sailing in there for a couple of hours, something happened to the ship, it went down, and you washed ashore on the opposite side of the world.
I'm just gonna put it as she summarizes that to the group. I mean, she could just be traumatized, sure. Something tells me it's more than that.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
This... Continue. I'm sorry.
If she's out there, I have a pretty good chance of finding her somehow. Better than I did when she was through the doors of death. Or presumed to be.
I'm having a hard time determining whether or not Merithue is just having a good day, or if something else is happening.
Well,
We do
he's kind enough.
He's kind enough, but he has a job to do. Him and I both know that too well, us being one of the original 4 that came from this place. He understands an ordinary person's desire to seek those in their life back, family, friends, or otherwise. But even if Marin came to him begging, with promises of indentured servitude, or among other things, he wouldn't have allowed her to leave. Something of that sort would have had to have been... Something would have had to have been transacted, or something would have had needed to be acquired, or It's hard to say how Merithue works. But every person in there, according to him, has an equal and invaluable prize. He would not let her leave easily. Now, we do know that the doors of something has triggered a mass exodus of the doors of death. But the fact that the way that it's seeming that she left, most spirits who have dwelled within the realm of Merithue are completely incorporeal and invisible. They could not be seen by the naked eye. Something's happened. And I'm afraid of what might. Given what we know. But all of this, including your arrival, both of you, complicates things.
Goody.
Complicates things.
It means that they know we're here. Especially if Zilzar knows.
Do you think that they didn't already know?
What I'm more precisely thinking is they didn't know we had split up. They might have been anticipating larger numbers, they might have been anticipating something different. Some different sort of scenario. Could be used to our advantage, could be used to our disadvantage. I don't know how they've prepared. Going in or elsewhere, I don't know if this knowledge of the two of you going elsewhere strengthens or weakens their resolve. Whether or not they take some of the defenses here and spread them outward, looking for places where where the rest of us might potentially be, or if they're going to bolster their defenses, preparing for a larger assault. I'm not sure. It, like I said, it complicates things, and not exactly in a negative way or a positive way, just muddies the water.
We press forward quickly.
I agree. Luckily, you managed to arrive just as we're about to hit Dhim Dular, so... Thank you.
Then what are we waiting for?
Let's go.
As you hear the words, "What are we waiting for, Icarus?"
I don't like that.
A spike of adrenaline rushes through your system.
Oh fuck. Oh no.
Gad is really close.
God!
Incredibly close and in danger.
Where? What direction?
Toward the city.
Toward Dhim Dular?
Toward Dhim Dular.
Oh shit. Okay. You see Icarus immediately, because he was holding Soren's hand,
Mm-hmm.
his head immediately like bolts over to like the direction of the city as he like grows pale.
What's wrong?
No. I need to go now. We need to go.
That's the whole point of that's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Let's go.
No,
go.
we need to be
Tell-
there
tell
as
me
soon
more.
as possible.
Tell me more than we need to be there as soon as possible.
Soren starts picking up.
You see, like, his face, like, you can see a smile starting to form, but at the same time, tears are beginning to, like, slip past his eyes. Like,
Soren,
he has
you
so
have
much.
Icarus's ring, right?
Yes.
It grows heavier in your pocket.
It's, Gad is in the city. He's in the city and he's in danger. And I need to get to him right now. I need
Are you
to get
sure
to him right
it's
now.
Gad?
It is Gad. No question.
So nothing can mimic him at all.
No.
Just leave you?
That
Icarus.
deity is one of the most important people to me. He has been with me practically all of my life. I would not mistake his presence for another.
I do not mean to
I can
insult
assure
you.
you.
I mean to make sure that we are on watch about every single thing and action that we do in there. Are we all clear about this? This
Of
isn't
course.
playtime. Don't run off by yourself. Don't say anything. Say everything. But everything that you see, any kind of movement at all, you report it. Nothing slips through the cracks.
Salzy's right. We do have to treat this with as much caution as we possibly can.
I understand that, but I can't wait. What? I
You
finally have the
shouldn't be
opportunity
stupid.
to see him. I'm not. I wouldn't.
Then leave. Then we do not be. I ask that you watch. Make sure. For him.
Okay.
Is there anything else that anybody would like to say about this place before we enter it?
Not that I can think of now.
After you.
Icarus starts running.
Sword's gonna bolt after him.
All right, I'm around, dude. Shit.
Demacia's gonna be like, "Fuck you guys."
Use
and
some
she's gonna
cardio.
start running.
Fucking
Ouch.
Marin will haul ass after him, I guess.
Okay. Hauling ass. Seems like
Her dress is already fucked up. I mean,
seems appropriate. Let me. There's like a.
And just let me know before we get to the gates, really.
Before you get to the gates, you cut out.
Yeah, just let me know when we get to the gates.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to get this map to work. I apologize. Give me a quick second because I can't remember the controls. 'Cause I don't want to be in build mode. I want to be in like.
okay, I can pick.
This is cinematic mode. I don't really want a cinematic mode.
Fuck is cinematic?
Let me see if I can find.
Just looking at Marin's mini, and I kind of love it.
She's like a dancing.
Like, is it entirely accurate? No, but is it pretty fucking good? Yeah.
How do I?
Oh, that's me. Picking me up.
Amazing.
Creature controlling.
There's no way to look.
How do I? No. I apologize. Give me a brief moment. Because I think I didn't. I'm sorry. I should have. Oh, there it is. I figured it out. Okay, it's that. Thank gosh. Okay. Tying back into everything here. You all rush towards Dhim Dular with reckless abandon. And before I forget, I need to make sure I have this. Make sure this is here and so. You all rush towards the front gates of Dhim Dular, and like in several visions that you've seen of this place, the gates have fallen forward and off, the wood and stone eroding and crumbling away. These thick, sinuous, black, abyssal vines kind of weaving around and through the falling gate and the crumpling walls around. Numerous fallen bodies lay everywhere, though in nothing more than cleanly picked bones and rusted, decaying pieces of armor and weapons. Whatever battle took place to defend this place has long since occurred. You see you see a bunch of abyssal presences cast shadows across the deeper crevices of the walls of the city, and even walking about the gate. Though as you guys approach, the wall itself a deep, voluminous mist, very familiar to a lot of you, rolls out and surrounds the city in sort of a thick, foggy haze. And in it, very faintly, kind of towards the edge of the fog, you see Gad fighting, wielding wielding two blazing swords of light in hand as he is cutting through and slashing down several of these abyssal creatures and entities that are surrounding him. Though his back is towards the lot of you, he seems to be holding his own, if but barely.
I think as they approach the city, Icarus is gonna slow down from running. And he's gonna take a few breaths. Hold on. It's being weird.
No worries.
But he's gonna take a few breaths and try his best to calm down. He's made this mistake once, he's not gonna do it again. And before they, as they're approaching, I think he's gonna stop for a moment and cast Disguise Self on himself.
You do so. What do you look like?
I am gonna make myself a little bit shorter than I'm gonna be wearing, I guess, more casual, flowy clothes than what I usually do, and I think he's gonna make his appearance look somewhat similar to Rue.
Okay.
Oh ho ho.
Probably more like
Have
a
the trick
humanoid
angle.
or like other species version, but like similar.
Okay.
Well, Kay does that. Can I find a corpse and use the death curse of the departed soul on it?
It is way too long for Curse of the Departed Soul to work.
It doesn't have a... Oh, whenever a creature dies within a minute. It's not the actual thing, sorry.
No, you're all good. You, you cast Disguise Self that does, I believe, have both verbal and semantic components. Are you trying to do so quietly?
I am.
Make a stealth check for me, please. Anybody else doing anything? Welcome back.
I kind
I'm
of want to get
sorry.
into a
No, you're
stealthy
good.
spot if I can.
You're all good. You're all good.
B and H, but the honey was in the bathroom.
That's fair.
Unfortunate. I'd like to,
That's a
I'd like to
6.
try and find a place I can stealth, at least try to not be in the vision of the abyssals.
Sure. Make a stealth check for me, please. At advantage because you have stealth armor, correct?
Is it made
and-
of hide? I'm sorry.
That's
But,
really funny. I'm gonna kill you first.
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your... Somebody else had questions. What was... Or something.
I rolled a 6. That's what I was.
You rolled a 6? Okay, you make noise. Anybody else doing
You step
anything
on a
as you
drum
guys
set and
are...
just played all of Metallica.
So
I'm
what
also
is-
gonna slow down. Actually,
what is Gad fighting / quantity of?
You just see shadowy figures.
So there's multiple.
It's just a dirty 20.
It is like you could see roughly maybe 24 figures.
Oh,
Gad's having a Piper Perry suit. Who is Gad, by the way? I've been listening this whole time.
No, Gad.
Don't
So
get me
Gad,
wrong.
What is Icarus' like first deity?
one of his
One of
first
them. One of my
deities that he
dads.
had bounded to, and then like way before
Arheim.
you joined the campaign, Arheim, the first BBEG of the campaign,
Strips him.
completely yanked him out and like cast him away, sort of thing.
So, like,
for a
how
while,
far-
they thought he was dead.
Yeah,
How
damn
far
it.
roughly are we from the
300 feet.
can I like ready a spell?
Sure.
mayhap?
I don't mind.
Okay. Let me double check that this does what I think it does.
Icarus is gonna look at Demacia, because is the fog like close to where we're standing right now, or
No.
is it?
It's close
Gad?
to around where Gad is, but you do see that somehow the light that Gad is emitting, the darkness that is around him is slowly consuming it.
Fuck. Okay.
We're 300 feet away.
Yes.
Can I want to sneak closer.
Mhm.
And I want to cast Entangle on the area that the fucking creepy crawlies are in.
Sure. What's the range on Entangle?
It is 90 feet.
Okay, so you're
like
a good bit back.
300
Okay, so you're
feet.
gonna prepare Entangle. Brilliant.
I would like to prepare Sickening Radiance.
You prepare Sickening Radiance.
I
mhm.
I think that Icarus is gonna take a second and he's gonna try to reach out to Gad to let him know
Okay.
but focusing mainly on Gad.
Are you at
So-
all worried that he's gonna fuck up because of that?
But that's why I'm not saying anything, and that's why, like, the same way that he, like, I could feel his presence. I want him to, like, kind of.
So yeah, but
Notice
you
fine,
want
but I
you
know
want
he
to
will.
make your presence known to him, but in what way do you want to make your presence known to him?
So I got a question.
Yes.
Real quick. Oh, I got two. One,
Yes.
am I up next to them? I
Yes,
figured I'm with the group.
you're following with the group. Yes.
Okay, question 2. Do I notice that they're preparing spells?
Yes, you notice that they're preparing to enter some sort of combat or some sort of offensive engagement.
So
You do, and I would say you also do recognize and even feel more strongly than all the other people who are somewhat used to it. The abyssal presences that surround this place. It is a type of fear strikes you that shakes you to your core. This kind of almost this fear that is slowly beginning to siphon your energy, your will to fight back. This almost like wet, like shockingly cold, wet blanket that is like
so
suddenly
the
like
personification of depression.
personification of depression that
Pretty close.
is like there's like a rippling shock of like electricity peppering that depression.
Me when I'm trying to get out of bed and I have to tase
Say-
myself.
Oh,
So the reason why I asked that
Yes.
question is because I wanted to like lean over and be like, you know, if we want to bring it over to our position, I have a great idea.
Chase
Is it
McLean
gonna-
has an idea?
is it gonna hurt Gad?
I'm full of ideas, but you know what
So you
happens?
could-
I get my ear tugged and then brought up deck, and then we all get fucking poisoned.
Demacia's just gonna
'Cause-
whisper over to him, be like, "Well, if we wouldn't fucking have to stop and get the fucking fish, we're probably gonna been here soon enough to stop this whole fucking thing in the first place." So,
Well, everybody's bickering. Can I just look around to see if anybody else is in this room or any kind of presidents?
Yeah, you guys are standing
presences
outside,
of this?
walking up, so it's just kind of like a large, open wilderness sort of expanse of snow and rock.
Gotcha.
If we wanna
You
bring the
looking
enemies
around,
closer.
you see no other presences that catch your eye. Except for the abyssal presences and Gad in front of you, you don't see any other figures or any other beings within view.
I want to flank.
You
Is anybody
slowly,
coming with
you rolled really well on stealth. I would say you don't even need to confer with the party. You sneak up.
Son of a bitch,
Okay.
Zazie.
Um,
The idea I
Okay.
was gonna have was just kind of like chuck a fireball in their direction and go, yo,
No.
you fucking dark bitches, and then we just get them.
Yeah, there.
That's the idea.
Be like, yeah,
Abysmal, more like abysmal. Am I right, lads, or am I right, lads?
Vicious mockery.
I was gonna say vicious
Damn.
mockery.
Call him a bitch. Run away.
but it
So-
likes you.
But like,
Call him
so
a bitch. Run away.
so you're flanking around. How do you want to reach out to him? Just to be very clear on that point. How do you want to reach out to him?
in a way of just my, I guess my presence.
Telepathically.
In the way of like how you would kind of try to reach out to other, like how I would try to reach out to other beings.
You wouldn't be able to with Norm because your connection is severed. Sorry, with Gad because your connection is severed.
But even like reaching out, like how I was trying to do with.
You had contact with whatever being or entity, like they were affecting you, they were around you, you had connection to them. In this case, you do not. You sense his presence because of your previous tie to him, and who knows, he may very well sense your presence by the same merit. You are not sure.
Can I make my presence more like open or like known?
Like make yourself well, you already did make sound. We haven't quite gotten to that moment yet. As you were disguising yourself, but like what do you mean by make yourself more open, more
like open, like open up my soul for like a millisecond kind of thing. Like
I think you're smart enough to know you're too far away.
Okay. I just want to try.
I know. I just want to say, I think you're smart enough. You know yourself well enough to know that this is too great a distance for it to form any sort of connection. It would be more likely that the greater concentration of the abyssal presence would likely seep into you first.
Okay. So in that case, I'm gonna look at Soren.
If somebody, oh no, that's roll 20. Okay.
I'm gonna look at Soren and telepathic ask her. Soren, I need the ring right now, please.
As you telepathically speak, you're kind of like, you're trying to multitask all this at once. You're telepathically talking to her while you're trying to shapeshift, or more precisely, disguise yourself, and a few of your words slip out more audibly than you intend.
Oh, no.
And if time could slow, it does. And like, there's this heavy kind of like tinnitus sort of ringing in silence that sets over everything. You can't hear her response. You can't, like, it's almost kind of like your anxiety picks up on the fact that you spoke a word too loudly, and then tunnel visions. Everything slows. You can't hear anything. You can't see anything except what's in front of you, and you watch as Gad's whole body kind of like tenses and kind of like rises a bit upright in a stance that you last remember seeing when you fought Silmar. Defensive, protective, almost instinctually very afraid. And he turns like kind of like he kind of brings his sword over his chest and kind of like lets out kind of like a large echoing roar of light that just it kind of knocks the abyssal presences back, and he turns around. What are you doing? You shouldn't be here. What? And he like the presences are like charging towards him, and he swings and tries to like cut one back, and one of them snakes into his defenses and pierces like his behind one of his knees, kind of bringing him down. And he's like, "Go! What are you doing? Go!"
Nope, we're gonna go help, right?
And he kind of like he swings wild. What? You're too far. You're way too far.
Yeah, we're like 300 feet away.
We could have
I'm moving through this shit.
Yeah,
Let's just sprint, guys. I mean, Zazi's already working his way around.
And he's like, he turns and he keeps slashing and hacking away at these presences, but with him going down, like, yes, there's too many. They're quickly overwhelming his position. And
my spell has a range of 120 feet. If we can get closer,
I need you to make an insanity check for me, Icarus.
No.
I need to see whether or not you freeze.
Freeze? How about freak the fuck out?
Freeze.
I think.
And go into a mental breakdown.
Like, yeah, that's actually honest.
Damn.
Okay.
So it's gonna be just straight. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. I think I have pretty good wisdom. wisdom saving. Yep, that's +6, so that's a 16 plus 6.
What is your... How many points of insanity do you have?
I lost, I think, 1.
Yeah, but
Last time.
what are you at?
I'm at an 8.
So the DC that you have to beat is a 26.
Oh.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
a
roll a
16
20.
plus 6 is a 24. You fail your saving
Reroll.
throw. Okay. So Marin is going to use her time magic. You get a reroll.
Oh!
It's gonna be a
You have to
1.
roll an 18 or
Fucking
higher to
hell.
get this shit done. Oh.
I thought we
Give
were
it
in
your
the same
best.
range. We're 300 feet away.
No, this is like you realizing that you fucked up and just freezing and just being
Yeah.
like tunnel visioning on that anxiety.
Yeah.
So this
Because I would do
is
the same.
Give this your
Hey,
best.
Icarus is on the verge of a panic attack.
Josh.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
No, wait, don't wait.
I'm sorry.
Is
What
it a
was
20?
What was the DC? What was the DC?
26. If it meets it, it beats it.
I just beat it.
So you have
I got a
18.
nat 20.
Nat 20. So you have a
plus
26. Oh, that's right. Gosh, that's right. Nat
Gosh,
20.
my heart is beating so fast.
Nat 20. You feel that anxiety kind of like tighten in on you. And you feel paralyzed. You feel frozen. And for a moment, you just feel helpless as another one takes Gad to the chest, knocking him backwards, completely knocking him off his footing and leaving him prone before this onslaught of abyssal energy.
Can I do something?
What?
Can I dimension door? So I'm gonna burn both
Not
of my
yet.
spells.
Not yet.
Fuck,
I'm still
yeah.
describing your coming out of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
You like you, and then kind of like there's this bubbling of emotion inside of you, the contract being strained once again as Norm
Stop.
No.
casts at 9th level.
Oh. Oh.
I believe it is Intellectual Fortress.
Oh.
Hi, Josh.
What does that do?
I fixed it. Maybe is this gonna fix itself, or okay, it fixed itself. Okay, good. Yeah, look up the properties of Intellectual Fortress if you so desire, but Intellectual Fortress, and the fear is gone. You charge forward, and you...
Oh.
Hmm?
9th level?
9th level Intellectual Fortress.
Woof.
Oof.
So is that everybody, or is it?
No, it's only targeted towards him, unfortunately. 9th level is just the strength needed to break whatever sort of trance he was going into.
Okay.
And it was more so just for a flavorful thing and less of an actual...
Oh, I was just reading the spell. I was like, oh, we get stuff from that. Then
Yeah.
Stuff from that.
Norm isn't that nice.
Yeah.
Norm can't.
Norm was like,
Norm,
Icarus? Oh.
Norm can't.
I'm just like, I want resistance to this stuff, and then like, I'm like, wah, 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 wah.
So
Wow.
you dash
Wah, wah.
forward. You go to you cast Dimension Door.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Dimension Door.
Gad casts Counterspell.
No.
This fucking bitch.
And I counterspell the
This-
cast spell.
I'm not gonna counterspell because I can't do what I need to do.
No, I said, can I counterspell?
Oh.
You may, if you so desire.
I have to double check. Hold on, wait.
You
Okay,
may
yeah,
if
sure.
you wait. Actually, no, he can't
As-
because you're too far away. He can't
Fuck.
because it's a range. So he well actually he's a being. Oh, it's debatable. It's debatable.
Roll.
I'll roll.
Motherfucker.
I'll
Let
roll.
the dice tell the story.
Very well. I will let you decide. Do you want to do higher, lower, even, or odd?
We'll do even and odd.
Even and odd. And what do you pick? What is your number, even or odd?
Even. No, yeah, even.
Even. Astute pick. I rolled a 12. The counter spell is too far away. Doesn't take effect. You dimension door.
I'm going to dimension door like.
As you dimension
next
door,
to
I
the-
need you. This is very, very, very important. You immediately take 1 point of insanity. Immediately. Because you are touching pure abyssal energy right now.
Mm-hmm. So that's valid.
Should have taken Marin with you. Because can't you like take one willing creature with you through dimension
Yes,
door?
but that's the thing is, he's going in there to try to grab Gad and dimension door out.
No.
No, I thought that's what you were doing.
Maybe. Well, that might be smarter, actually.
That's a
Actually,
good
now that you
idea.
mention it, that's a
I was gonna
fantastic
dimension door
idea.
and
Actually,
cast
that's
magic
actually what I wanna
circle,
do.
but, you know, that works too.
That's
That's
what-
not what I was gonna do, but that's what
It
I'm
tells
gonna
me
do.
if Josh came up with the idea, it's gonna work.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
smarter.
So you go in. What is your highest level spell slot?
5th.
You either need to dismiss that spell slot, or you're taking 5d12 psychic damage.
How much total have all?
That maximum will be roughly 60 points of psychic damage.
I could do it.
No.
I don't think that's the best
have
idea.
And then
I don't think that's the best
So-
idea.
And then what you do, so here's the thing. What you do, you're going to keep your 5th level spell slot, you're going to take the damage. You need to make a wisdom saving throw. Your DC is going to be equal to half of the damage you receive. If you fail, you're stunned for 1 round.
So
That's-
it's either get rid of a 5th level spell slot.
Or
So
gamble.
meaning I can only cast one spell now, or get rid of all 5th level spells.
Only 1.
Does that mean dimensioning door in? I won't be able to dimension door out.
If
Isn't
you
it
only have 2
4th?
spell slots, that is the case. Warlocks.
This is
So
this shit. People
this
ask
is-
me why I don't play warlocks. This shit is why.
Not so I unfortunately you guys are delving into the abyss without the number one thing that Coda at least knows that you need entering into the abyss. Light.
A flashlight.
Without
oh my God,
light.
What if
that's
I
right.
cast
Light.
thaumaturgy?
Too late. Too
Uh,
late.
there's the
You
reason I said you should have taken Marin with you.
Oh, yeah, but even then, I have Gad with me. Even
yeah,
though he's
like I said, the darkness is actively consuming his light.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take the damage.
Okay. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please, and thank you.
I get advantage.
Oh, because of Intellectual Fortress? Yes, you do.
Yes. I was waiting for that. Yes, Josh. Tis.
I corrected myself. I corrected
Okay.
myself.
Fixed it.
I'm kidding. We're gonna use
Oh.
mini dice and.
An
drag
11
dice.
and then a 12.
For what?
Holy shit. Okay, that's better. For damage.
Oh. Okay. Wisdom saving, right?
Wisdom saving.
21. That's a 15 plus 6.
You take 43 points of psychic damage. And unfortunately are stunned.
Fuck!
Yippee!
I still got 57. It's fine.
You are stunned for 1 round.
Shit.
I don't like this.
You
I know
guys
this was
you
gonna
guys are
happen?
dashing, so you move 60 feet forward.
So we're 240 away, right?
240
Technically,
away.
I moved 70, but that's
Yeah.
besides the case.
I know.
Um,
Okay, wait. What's the thing that I can? What is the fastest animal that I can turn into right now? Ooh, tiger? Maybe.
Flying.
Are tigers
Flying,
fast?
for sure.
Lion?
Flying creatures typically are fastest. Typically.
Flying?
You're able to transform that griffin and fly 240 feet. in one turn.
Not griffin, giant eagle though.
That
Giant
one.
eagle?
Yep.
Can I turn into a giant eagle? And
I will say that would be your bonus action instead of preparing the spell. I'll go ahead and I'll have you lose first level spell slot for Entangle.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
Is the abyssal magic? Like, is it like darkness personified into magic?
You could say that. Given the fact that you don't quite understand the abyss, you could definitely make that assumption.
Well, the reason I ask is I got a spell called Dispel Magic.
That would not quite work here because it's not a magical effect or a spell. It is more so a magical presence.
Well, it says choose one
It's like a
creature, object,
being.
or magical effect. So a creature and object would be a being, right?
In that case, though, I believe you'd have to have like, because
So-
isn't it that you have to match
You have to
or go
match
greater than a
or
level
roll.
of magic?
You have to match or roll. But with this specifically, you can't. So, for example, well, no, you could. You're more than welcome to try.
I'm not in range yet unless Demacia fucking grabs me because it's 120 feet of range.
Yeah. What do I want to do? Because okay, I'm debating. Could I hypothetically?
Yeah, I wanted to just do vicious mockery and bring them over here, but y'all fuckers had to rush in. You're like, oh, little boy. I'd be like, we could just bring him to us.
I have
Just,
reasons.
you know, distracting them from God knows who.
Because Icarus is very impulsive. Okay.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
this is
yeah.
just what we have to deal with.
Listen, we may not love it, but we love him, so we deal with it. Okay.
Just be like, hey, Demacia, let me cast a fireball at these fuckers while we're a bird fly away, leading them off west. That's what I was
don't
going to say.
care how big the room is. I cast fireball.
Yeah, just be like, hey, motherfuckers, what?
Good. So, you transform, you fly, like, I believe it's 160 feet because I think it has a flying speed of 80, but it could be wrong.
Yes, it's 160. It's
Okay.
fine.
So, do you grab
anybody?
anybody and take them with you?
Does anyone want to go?
You can only, in this,
Meredith.
with how quickly all this is happening, you can only grab one person.
Marin has the. I think that spell will do it. Maybe I don't know.
We have Chase, you have Chase, and you have Marin and Soren. I will just say you can either choose one or I can roll a dice for you and it will be randomly decided.
I feel like. Okay, remind me what both of your guys' plans are.
Well,
so I can make
So, Marin is currently holding on to the spell Sickening Radiance, which does what is it?
Radiant
It's 4d10 radiant damage within I think like a 30-foot radius,
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and it lets off a light.
that's probably the best.
Oh,
bet
that's
that we've
probably
got,
better.
Considering
Fireball
He's
also
already
lets
there.
off light, but it is
I
not
also have
lasting.
Fireball, to be fair.
I know, but that's
Well,
not the one you
my
were
thing
planning.
was
It's
just
just turning into an eagle, she is
Oh, dispel
snatching her
magic,
up.
that's fair.
She is snatching her up with her fucking talons, and she's fucking zooming.
Okay. You're still not within range, but you were close. You could get there next turn.
Okay.
'Cause I
Um,
have the spell's range is 120 feet.
The spell's range is 120 feet, so you are 20 feet away? 20 feet too far? Yeah, 20 feet. 20 feet too far.
Okay.
But that is the turn.
Wait, did we even roll initiative?
No. This
'Cause
is
we're
not
like in combat.
this
yet,
is not a
so
combat. I'm
We're watching
Just
combat
preparing for the
happen.
combat.
yeah, we're
this is
watching
like an
combat.
event.
So
It's an hors d'oeuvre.
you all kind of rushing forward the 60, 70 feet you can. Demacia and Marin are 160 feet ahead. And with that, as like you kind of like stunned and locked in place, kind of these abyssal shrieks and presences trying to force inside your mental defenses, there's kind of a brief moment where Gad looks up at you with a very solemn, apologetic expression. And you hear in your mind, if my protection to you meant anything, please use it. He is going to cast Thunder Wave at 2nd level.
Don't leave me again, please.
It's better that I send you away than you lose the light inside of you forever.
Oh.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage because you are stunned.
Fucking hell, bro. I'm going to cry.
God damn!
I miss Gad.
And you take 21 points of thunder damage.
Jeez.
I need a con saving throw?
Constitution saving throw.
Do I roll advantage or no?
You know disadvantage. Or actually, because if an intellectual fortress is advantage on all saving throws. I can't remember.
That'd be a straight roll.
It would be a straight roll because you're stunned.
Fuck, bro. Is it con plus
Straight roll is better than disadvantage.
I
True.
know, but what's the DC?
I'm not telling you until you tell me your number.
15?
Unfortunately fails. It's Gad. DC was unfortunately 19. You feel your feet ripped from the ground and you're shunted 30 feet backwards, tumbling head over heels in the snow and powder. The sheer force of the shock ripping you from your paralyzed state. And you kind of like stumble and kind of look, kind of quickly spinning on your heel, kind of like spinning up on your knees towards where Gad is, and you just watch the last light of his eyes and his hand completely swarmed by the abyssal fog, as like kind of like a moment where he's like looking at you, kind of like gripping at the snow, trying to pull himself forward, and he kind of like strains for a brief moment and then just dragged
Before
into the
that
abyss is
happens,
gone.
Before,
Mhm.
like the second before, as Icarus is like staring
Yeah.
and watching, he's also going to reach out, like screaming and like, you know, freaking out.
Yeah.
The last words he's gonna say before Dad gets pulled into the abyss is, I promise I won't stop looking for you. I will have you back. Don't forget it.
You will forgive me. I promise. And
I love you.
the abyss, all the beings and figures inside of it, suddenly grow still. The abyssal cloud slowly recedes, but very, very slightly, not very far. And you are left with a still, solemn silence. And with that, we are going to take a break.
No!
What
I'm gonna
the
go pee.
fuck?
Okay.
Again?
We will be back here in 10-15 minutes, not too long, just giving time enough for everybody to catch up on a little bit of personal things that they need to do. And yeah, we will see you all back here very, very shortly. See you in a bit.
Not Gad.
think we are back. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, all, one and all. So, I am picking up where we left off. You all, Gad is dragged away into the abyss swallowing him whole, a faint trail of light being left behind in his wake, past the broken doors, and deeper inside the ruined fortress, before winking out entirely, the darkness completely subsuming him. What are we doing?
I don't know if
Well-
you want me to start or go last.
Well,
How's the rest of the
can
party reacting?
Where did I end up?
Demacia finish taking Marin up to the
Yeah.
to
If you
where
guys want to
Chris
convene up towards the abyss, kind of where you last saw him, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, let's
I
do
say
that.
if we do that.
Yep. You all are still kind of like rushing forward over to where you last saw him, kind of reconvening. Icarus, what are you doing?
So, after yelling that last bit, saying "I love you" as he
Mhm.
is pulled deeper into like the place,
Mhm.
you could see Icarus on the ground, and as he's crying, his sobs slowly turn quiet as his hands start digging into the ground, almost like as if like grabbing it.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's like concrete or like dirt.
It's kind of like a frozen dirt sort of
Okay.
texture.
Well, yeah. If it's hard enough, then like he's like his strength is to the point where like, he's bleeding. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And he starts to breathe faster and faster and faster as he closes his eyes tight. He feels anger boiling up in him as Gad is literally taken away from him.
Again.
And I think at this point, because it seems like every time he gets really mad, Rue seems to boil up a bit. Am I right?
Rue, this time, is
Did I notice?
being...
Do I notice this at all?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say,
Everybody,
Soren is
everybody
definitely-
like looks over and sees this occurring. You
Yeah.
guys are roughly maybe about you guys are running towards him as this is happening because he's right there. And
the minute she
well-
can, Soren wants to comfort.
you're gonna be waiting a few long minutes.
That's why I'm like, where am I? Like that's
Your
that's
guys
why
are
I-
making your way
Yeah.
towards his direction. It's not going to take you long to get there. It's going to take me time to describe
fine.
what is occurring. Let's get
Yeah.
that on paper first, and then we can react to it once it happens. He is being strangely quiet, present, but a lot more absent. He's giving you space.
Icarus kind of mumbles to himself as he starts like pounding the ground. Like fists full of dirt and I guess snow. Like it's just like a two,
Mm-hmm.
and he starts mumbling in technically Rue's direction.
Mm-hmm.
Why suddenly so quiet?
I'm giving you space to grieve the loss of one you held close to you. Would you rather that I took you over in a fit of rage?
No,
I didn't
That's
believe
very-
so.
gracious of you. And he's gonna close his eyes and kind of. I feel like that ringing in his
Mm-hmm.
is gonna reappear. As
It never left.
Yeah, but it's obviously it's gonna get
Mhm.
louder.
Mm-hmm.
As his pounding stops.
I will say,
Suddenly.
over the course of your pounding, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool. That works.
Yay.
Actually. Character development.
Hard hitter.
I know.
I mean,
A
he's
joke I'm not gonna make
he's
on
literally
Twitch.
as his hands was digging into the like the frozen earth. He was literally like tearing off his fingernails.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
And as he suddenly going to take a really deep breath, slowly make his way up to his knees. His head is still like drooped down, but you could see his hand just go back and pull back his hair as he keeps his eyes closed. And I'm like blood.
Yeah.
The blood from his hand is kind of like sprawled on his
Yeah.
face.
Oh.
And he stares up at the sky for a second, and in his gaze, it's almost glazed look. He's still present, but it's not him, you know. As he kind of just a slow smile begins to fall on his face as he just stares up and takes another deep breath, kind of cracks his neck, and he slowly starts to stand. You could see though, like his posture, or he's more like almost like ragdoll-ish, where his limbs are kind of, you know, dragging. The rapier appears in his hand. His head is hung low. He stands up straight as he's just. His head is down, and it's just the small smile. He's just staring into Dhim Dular and waiting for everybody else to come. At this point, he's just quiet, focused on what's in front of him.
I believe I would get closest first. Yes.
Yes,
Or
you
would
started
Demacia
earlier. Well, no, Demacia would get, because Demacia is flying, carrying Marin.
Yeah.
They would arrive there, and then shortly after that, you would arrive, and then Chase
None-
and Soren would arrive.
The second that Demacia gets there, she's gonna set down Marin, and then in her bird form, just kind of like waddle up, like like she's got like a talon feet, you know. She's got, you know, she's just a big bird just walking around. She's gonna walk up to Icarus, and then like with her bird feathers, she's gonna try to give him a hug.
Oh.
I need... Just make a general wisdom check. Straight wisdom. Your emotions are not in...
Oh, I think he meant Icarus.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, Icarus?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Wisdom check. You are trying to contain your emotions.
Well, I technically rolled already.
Well, you rolled
that's how
to,
I
like,
knew.
you know, but this is more of like you're kind of
Okay.
in this angry sort of like, I'm ready to kill some shit stance.
I never said that. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, you're literally, your eyes are boring dead ahead into the abyss. You summoned your rapier. That is
Yeah.
exactly what he's wanting.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, he's gonna keep his cool right now. As much
well,
as
that's
he
the thing.
can.
It's like you
Is he?
are an individual. You have your mindset on one thing, and that is getting him back. You are hot under your collar, extremely angry, and those type of individuals typically do not enjoy contact. So,
Yeah.
just to
Okay. Just a straight wisdom throw
just
then.
as a straight wisdom.
Okay, to be fair though, Soren's hugged him in anger before. When
No,
he's angry
not this
before.
angry. Not
Not
this
this anger.
angry.
This is different anger.
This is
18
like
plus 2.
like if you could see his eyes, they probably have turned black, sort of hatred and rage.
I feel like there's like almost like a black fog, I guess, or
Mhm.
like a smoke
haze, like a haze that kind of hangs
Yeah.
over his eyes.
kind of just hangs over his eyes and probably like his aura in that moment.
He definitely is giving this like. Would you say you're almost kind of giving this like "don't come within 6 inches of me" sort of vibe?
I don't think he would. I think even with contact, he probably wouldn't react. I think that's where he's at, where he's mainly just like zoned in on one thing. I did roll a 20, so
Sure.
I
So
feel
yeah,
like
as you said, you put your feathers around him. He doesn't even acknowledge that you're there.
Ooh.
Is that better?
On one hand, yay. On one hand,
kind of
Yeah.
stays quiet.
Like the most extreme it would have been was you kind of like snarled at her and kind of like pulled away, just kind of like a give me space sort of attitude. It was never going to be like you lash out with your rapier, but it was going to be like a back the fuck
Lose
up.
some feathers.
You stab her
Ow.
through the wing. Chickens for dinner.
Fried chicken. My
Okay.
favorite.
Okay, bringing it in.
Just tell me whenever I show up.
You show up.
Right? Icarus. Now it's not the time to do this. You need to think and not react. And if you cannot think and only react, you need to leave this place. And you do. And you know that I'm not lying to you about that, right? I'm trying to get them to look at me.
You I'm going to say this very poignantly. Does Icarus like what he hears? Does Icarus, even if he doesn't like it, do you think in his current state he accepts the wisdom behind those words, or in the heat of the moment he tunes them out?
I think the exact words that Zazie said is the point he's at right now, where all he is thinking and holding himself back.
So
'Cause
you're
if it were him before, he would have immediately ran in there.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Yeah.
Trying.
So you basically kind of brush him off like, what do you think I'm doing, you dumbass? Like,
Well,
sort of.
I think what he does, he doesn't move his gaze, but he moves his head a little towards Zazie. And he kind of mumbles under his breath. He still doesn't look. Are you dumb? What do you think I'm doing right now?
You rushed in.
We all did.
In.
Ray and like Chase and Soren catch up. Ray kind of kind of bouncing along beside him. We all did. We all tried. And unfortunately we're not quick enough to save her. I think, judging by the quantity and strength of the abyss, was assailing him, acting the way that he did, it was probably our best shot. If we took too long, the abyss would have overwhelmed him or noticed our presence. If I got any closer, it would have been just as much of a death sentence. They can smell me from miles away.
Tell me something. Am I rushing in now?
Are you?
I asked first.
Then we are not. Keep it so. Remember the mission.
The mission, if I recall, was to get in there. Should we? Or do we wait?
What other choice do we have?
What other ways out win do we have? They are expecting us to go through this entrance.
It's a
Every moment
dwarven
we
fortress, as far as I'm aware, with my limited knowledge of dwarven culture and society. Aside from maybe the secret passages the masons themselves built, this is the only way in.
Every moment we waste sitting here talking is another moment the Abyss has to further its agenda.
Do I know of any other secret passages into this place? I was
Within
reading
this-
about it.
You were
was
reading
reading
about
it.
it. The secret passages, unfortunately, would not be found in books. You've been by this place before. Make a intelligence check for me.
Maybe. I'll do the percentile first.
Sure.
Oh my god, is the fire moving? Oh my
Mhm.
god, it is!
It is indeed.
Oh my
It's
god!
technically
90.
it is technically
Oh,
supposed
9.
to be lava. They just don't have an
Lava.
asset for it yet.
It's technically it's 9. I thought it
9.
was 90, but it's 009.
9. So you are going to be using your original form for this. Your old character sheet.
What did you say? You said history or intelligence?
Intelligence.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I
It's
don't like
correct.
that one.
I don't like that one.
So valid.
Oh, it's an 18 though. 22? 22? What's a 22?
Thinking back, there is one side passage that you know of. You would have to go completely around the other side of the mountain to get access to it. That's another 4.5-ish hours of getting around, and who knows, you don't know the condition that it's in, you don't know whether that is also being guarded, whether or not it's collapsed on itself. That is, at least from what you managed to uncover before you were not so kindly escorted from the city, what you were able to find out in terms of your snooping around.
Okay. There's another way in. It's on the other side. It'll take about 4 hours to get in there, but they will not expect us from that angle, and they will not have their things prepared specifically for one entrance. I'm sure that they prepared something for every single other entrance, but it would be the smartest play.
How long is it going to take?
A while.
Is that time we have?
I think so.
Potentially, but it would be a gamble.
All of it is a gamble.
You're correct, all of it is a gamble. It is just, do we gamble with what we don't know, or do we gamble with what we do?
Why would you gamble with what you do know? Look at what just happened.
That was something we didn't know.
I mean, regardless, that's
Now we
something
know
have
it.
to face. Right? I mean,
So there's another thing we need to consider. If that is the real Gad, 4 hours in the abyss, particularly to somebody of his effect, there might not be much of him left. Now,
Are we going to find him in 4 to 5 hours anyway? Come on.
we
they
don't.
just pulled him in there, why not?
There's another thing to potentially consider as well. Icarus, you're not going to like this. Considering where we are at, it could be an abyssal apparition. I know what you feel, but I also know that the abyss manipulates people. It draws on what you love and care for and understand more than anything, and uses that security to draw
But
you in.
Could they
If-
recreate the presence? The feelings that Icarus has been feeling for days?
Could they?
Yes.
I believe they
Yes.
could. They are capable. Whether or not they did or didn't, I do not know. I cannot say. I did not get close enough to see the truth behind these apparitions. At the end of the day, I think as a group we should all decide and come to a consensus. One party should not be the driving factor. I will be with you all regardless, and I will do my best to keep you all safe as we delve deeper inside.
My vote is against taking extra time.
My vote. Well, actually, I guess Chase and Zazie would both have my vote, so... What are we doing? We have one vote for around, one vote for direct straight through. Chase, what do you say?
I think we should take time and go through the city like we were here to do in the first place. Maybe we can get some more answers.
So through the main entrance like you guys were originally intending, or through the side passage that Zazie is mentioning?
Okay, I may be a little behind. I was doing the character thing.
They go to the
what-
same place, but one is about four and a half hours away.
So they both do not go to the same place. Yes, they both go into Dhim Dular, but they come into Dhim Dular at different places.
I thought the abyss.
Well, yeah,
went to,
but like I'm saying,
a
like they
cave
both go
system
into
or
Dhim Dular.
something.
The abyss has infested this place for roughly 5 years. It is everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
it's gonna be in every.
We're not gonna avoid it, but also, it's gonna be focused around the main entrance. Let's be honest.
Yes, it is going. Like, it is theorized that it is going to be focused around the main entrance, and that there might be less things waiting for you
But
within the
also,
side
it would be-
entrance.
Several
it would be
hours
extra
worth of
4
time is
hours.
more time to reinforce.
If
If we wait 4 hours, we're obviously not coming through the main entrance.
That is also another
Oh.
point. Another point that I will remind you all is that the longer you take, the less of Gad you might be able to save if you get to save him at all.
If that was Gad.
If that was Gad, but nobody knows. And I know at least 2 people here who aren't willing to take the chance that it isn't, for the slight chance that it might be. If knowing Icarus, he would kill himself if he found out that it actually was Gad, because he doubted the fact that it actually was, and it killed him.
Confliction.
Indeed.
Because on one hand, if
Moral
we go
dilemmas.
around-
Demacia actually contribute because she's still a bird. I'm not changing out.
You can like point to that main entrance.
you can you can start making your way towards wherever you decide, but
No, Marin just one squawk the main entrance to the alternate entrance.
One if I land.
2 if I see. There you go.
Let's see. If we go straight in, then we wouldn't have time to kind of like rest and regroup, since someone kind of got their ass a little kicked.
That's also part of it, is that
Yeah, like
Icarus is already low.
There are pros and cons. There are a lot of pros and cons, and yeah, we have
Maybe
2.
Icarus
I know.
can
I'm gonna
dive
just say
in head
definitively. I know
first.
we have 2 votes for straight in, 1 vote, and I think Chase is leaning towards Zazie with going around. Demacia, you are the deciding factor if Chase votes the way I think he does. And Marin.
Technically, there's also
Wait,
Marin.
let Chase go first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Demacia
Let the stoat speak.
Let the stoat speak before the bird squawks, okay?
Fair enough. Fair
Because
enough.
depending on what option might be chosen, we might not have combat today.
Oh, well, if we don't have combat, I can go to bed early.
I don't mind combat, honestly.
I don't either. I did
But
not mind
it's-
it at all, but I
It's
also
been,
know
like,
the smarter
months.
choices.
Yeah, so we have 1 vote. Zazie's vote is for around. Icarus and Soren's vote are for straight through.
Well, I
It-
never said that.
Icarus has
Do you want me to say that you're going to run the risk of killing Gad?
I don't know.
Okay, fine. Speak your piece.
I'll wait till the end.
Okay.
No.
1 vote for around, 1 vote for straight through.
Alright, Chase, let's go.
Shoot. Can I have some more time to think real quick?
You may. Demacia, 1 squawk or 2.
My character.
Demacia's just gonna she's gonna look at the main entrance, she's gonna squint at it, and then she's gonna look to Everett and then try to like gesture, like with her head, like trying to figure out which direction the tunnel is in, because she doesn't know where it's at.
Make a.
It's around.
Yeah, it's around. So make a animal handling check, Zazie, to see if you can try to
Okay.
interpret her inquiry.
I'm really bad at this, by the way, just so you know. Zazie doesn't like animals, who would have thought?
Well, you do
That's
have
what
Ray.
I mean.
Ray, what about Ray?
That's why Ray is so
14, you
ecstatic
get
to
the
say
sense
it's
Ray
that
died
weird.
that
she's
one time.
trying to ask about something in relation to the side passage. You can't really glean more than that with a 14.
It's around the back. It's around the back. It's a
So,
completely different area,
yeah.
a completely different thing.
Yeah, so around the back is what he tells you. So basically,
4
kind of
hours.
the way that you can
time.
interpret that is around the other side of the mountain.
I don't like making decisions.
I gotta vote, yay or nay. One squawk or two.
One if by land, two if by sea.
At all, because she's a bird.
You can
One
understand just
squawk or
fine. You
two.
have the mind of Demacia, just not the physicality of Demacia.
No.
Come on, bird brain.
Demacia,
Ooh.
Icarus telepathically
Ooh.
asks Demacia, "What is your decision?"
So now you can verbalize it.
well, she
Yeah.
does still want to squawk
Yeah,
to let everyone else know.
right.
Because the other thing is that she doesn't trust Icarus to make her decision for her.
Mm.
Because if he decides against her, he's her only way of communicating.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, I understand.
fine.
I understand.
Trying to be helpful here, but okay.
No, it's Demacia. She's
Yeah.
she's precarious.
She's on edge about
Valid,
everybody
valid.
right
Yeah.
now.
No, it's valid.
Everyone
I'm
is
just saying.
suspicious.
All y'all want to kill my girlfriend. No.
Demacia is gonna look to like over top of the mountain towards the back, and
2. She votes for a
Interesting.
round.
You want to
Can't
take an
wait,
extra
in
4
theory.
hours.
In theory, if she flies you there,
She can only carry, what, 3 of us max?
that is true.
but
So-
Icarus the dimension door.
500 feet is not going to be far enough.
Yeah, no.
It might cut the travel time though.
Demacia could take a group of people over there, scope out the situation, see
And
what
then
the
fly
initial
back,
look
take
is.
another
So
group.
what
It's
if-
it's
Report.
possible. It's
What if-
possible.
Demacia would just have to rest a short rest in between to get one of her wild chips back.
Soren's gonna turn towards Icarus. She just...
Yeah.
Demacia, because she's still actively like holding Icarus with her fucking feathers. She's gonna see Soren like walking over to him, and she's just gonna like
Mhm.
and kind of like waddle away.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
So, 2 votes for a round, 1 vote for straight through.
Hold on. Icarus, what's your verdict? What are you wanting to do?
Soren, can I please have my ring?
Chase, have you come up with an answer? Or do you still need more time?
I'd say let's go around.
Okay. 3 votes for a round, 1 vote for straight through.
Why?
I gave good reasons. That's why.
It's
Yeah,
it's
but-
tough.
Like
It's-
we've discussed, Demacia is still in her bird form. She could, you know, whatever.
It's
Mhm.
gonna like double to triple our time.
Marin, what
It's
is your
time that we
decision?
only have.
Are we gonna be able to survive all that shit that we're gonna fight if Gad couldn't?
Who said he's dead?
He's got dragged off by the abyss, and that will happen to us one by one.
But yeah, but who said he's dead? He could still be alive. Maybe corrupted,
Well, he-
but he's still
He
alive.
was already. Well, he was already.
Holy shit, I've never seen this side of Icarus.
Both decisions are equally
Hoping
awful.
and
If you
seeming.
if you
Both
want my
decisions are equally awful.
honesty,
I made
What
that
if we split the
intentional.
party?
But they're also equally
No,
good
we
in
do
the same
not.
way. They
Don't
each have their
split.
advantages.
God,
Or
no,
squat,
we
squat,
are not
squat,
splitting the
squat, squat.
party.
Look, we'd already split
Oh.
up once you guys survived without us.
I'm unfortunately have to disagree with you, Marin. Yes, it was in separate sides of the globe that we were separated, and while we intended to go in and create a smaller strike force, while you took some time to explore Celestide, split up in here would be absolutely ludicrous, unless even
So
with
would you guys have not gone in if we weren't here?
No, we would have gone in because we would have, like, for example, if you and Zozzy split off again, and it was the four of us, if four people took the main entrance, that would be something I would be okay with, and two people took the side. No, the problem is for the two people. For the four people alone, they would be fine, especially if I was present. If two people separated off on their own, I would be extremely fearful for their capabilities to withstand the abyss alone. The group of two, not the group of four. Or even if it was two groups of three, I can only be in one place. I can only protect
So
one,
me and
not
Zazie would have
two.
had to brave through alone if you guys had gone in, would we not have?
I
What would have been
again,
the
it
difference
wasn't
here?
even. We weren't even sure you guys would be joining us for that excursion to begin with, and we would have hopefully had a lot more correspondence to hopefully get you here safely. It wouldn't have been a haphazard you show up like it was. That was not a part of the plan, but I do understand that plans evolve and change. That this isn't to bring up the plan that is already shattered and broken. I think, unfortunately, is pointless.
I'm just trying to make a point.
Which is?
That if we came back and you guys had already gone in, either A, we would have been forced to stay out here while four of you fight alone, or, alternatively, we would have had to go in on our own anyways.
The solution is to split it? No.
I would say that slightly counter your point in terms of the previous plan. I would have certainly hoped that you guys didn't make your way over here without at least consorting or conferring with the rest of us to hopefully... Like, this is a dwarven fortress, especially one that was used to guard and patrol the borders between Cania and the Greyforge. I'm almost certain there were other avenues of teleportation, transportation built within the city itself, let alone I myself have the power to clear a space for us to allow you transport inside, though it would strain my energy greatly. We would have had other options aside from you wandering your way to the front gate and either barging in or waiting alone. In my mind, I guess that wasn't clearly communicated when this plan was induced. Those two
Listen,
options
my
were
main
completely off the
concern here-
table.
Everything else aside, my main concern here. Can Icarus take another fucking blow to his mental state?
Can Icarus take another blow to his body? Is an equally valid question.
Icarus finally moves his gaze. And starts. Or I guess Soren's by him, right?
Yes.
He holds out his hand. Need my ring. We're going to go around. I need a superior health potion. Demacia, you take 3 people. We'll start walking. We'll cut our travel time in half when you come back for the rest of us.
Is this really smart?
Coming here was not smart.
Coming here was the only
Well, we had
chance
no
we
choice.
had.
Like, what's to say that they won't notice our time not being taken in going in through the front and they won't send reinforcements elsewhere? Then what? We're back at square one, aren't we not?
There are plenty of entrances, and maybe plenty of entrances to this place. We don't know if they would be sending reinforcements strictly to this one, or if they would be sending more to anywhere else deeper inside. Regardless, we are going to be facing resistance, equally as strong, or potentially, if we're lucky, weaker.
Soren hands the ring to Icarus, as well as a potion. She just
a superior healing potion that is 8d4 plus 8.
Nice. That's not bad.
I hope we all know I think the excessive time being taken is incredibly dumb.
Is it 8d4?
So I hope it works out in everyone's favor.
We appreciate your voice in this democratic discussion. A decision by majority rules has been made.
I'm saying I'm displeased, so I'm hoping you're all right.
We
I am
heard you.
acknowledging that you are displeased. That was...
Question: did Icarus actually make a decision?
Icarus said, we are going around.
He said,
Hand
give me a
my
potion,
ring."
give me my ring,
Yeah.
we're going around.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Is
hear
it
that.
8d4?
8d4 plus 8.
That's really good.
I'll walk.
I'll ride.
I can walk.
Ray kind of closes his eyes. Give me a moment. I'm gonna try something. And he kind of closes his eyes and kind of sits, kind of curling his tail around himself and just bows his head.
I'll sit with him. Is there any way I could just give him the help action or something?
For this, I unfortunately no.
Okay.
But your presence at least assures.
Oh
him.
my god, wait. Wait. Question.
Yeah, answer.
Let's say hypothetically a wizard has legend lore, and she asks about a place. Would that quite possibly entail entrances?
Yesn't. Legend lore is more so specifically lore or knowledge surrounding a space or about a space. You would have to be incredibly specific, but as the legend lore spell states, specific can also wield interesting results. It just depends. Do you want more information about the place itself, or if you are wanting to figure out specifically entrances and exits to this facility, it may only glean you just that.
It might be better to figure out more of the insides of it than...
Again, it is lore. It is not going to be like, oh, how many troops are inside, or what the...
Yeah.
It's lore. It's gonna be knowledge, information.
Well, that's why I figured mayhaps it might work like
You
for,
could
like,
be
the construction
specific,
of the
like...
sword.
Right, like, you could
Right.
be like, I want to know the lore behind the secret passages, and then you get little excerpts on why each passage was created. It might not give you answers to, like, how many there are. It's just
Where they
lore.
are.
It's just lore.
Sorry, this is off question.
No,
So 8d
8d4,
8d4 plus what?
8.
8.
So I got 28 points. Back.
Nice.
And as you all are kind of chatting amongst yourselves, Zazie, beside you, you feel kind of like a brief buzz of energy as kind of like a magenta light kind of enshrouds Ray, kind of quickly growing very bright, almost too bright for your eyes, before he grows to be twice, if not 3 times your size, with two pairs of these kind of magenta semi-ethereal wings that sprout from kind of behind his shoulder blades. And he kind of like shakes his head, his tail sprouting an additional 8 around his own. And you can kind of see him shakily rise to his feet. I can carry the rest.
Demacia is gonna look up at him, and with like the most attitude, is gonna start squawking at him because he could have.
No.
And
Demacia, my energy is finite. more of it I use, the less of it I can use to sustain myself in this plane. I am taking a big risk, but for the sake of time, I'm willing to use what little energy I have left.
Ray, we could have walked.
We also could have taken an extra hour. Let's get it done in one, shall we?
Icarus is gonna walk over to Ray, finally breaking his gaze.
He kind of like
He's gonna
gently bows his head in your direction. Kind of as he does so, his neck kind of spasming with a shake, and he kind of shakes himself off and kind of rotates his shoulder blades.
As he bows his head, Icarus is gonna hold gently, place his forehead on his, closing his eyes, gently like petting him. Thank you.
It is the least
His
I can
eyes
do.
are still void, by the way. They're still, but
It is the least I can do. Quickly, let's move.
Who's riding with Demacia?
Icarus is gonna go.
I'm right.
Sword's gonna go wherever Icarus goes. She's keeping an eye on him.
I guess
Simply
I'll go with
put.
Ray.
Sure. Icarus
already
and
here.
Soren go with Ray. Who else?
Marin will go with Demacia.
Naren will go with Demacia.
Sazi's also going with Demacia. Chase, who you riding with?
Oh,
Pick a
shoot.
parent's car.
I'll go with
You're
Ray.
with your mom, you're riding with your dad.
Okay.
I'll go with the Ray.
You go with Ray.
Go with
Can I like
Dad.
just walk up to like his giant form and be like, "Is this good?" And like hand him like a little cube of cheese.
He kind of looks at it and kind of licks his lips, and he's like, he opens his mouth. Drop it.
I want to see this drawn. It's just his giant fox form, just like for the cheese.
like
Happy little tail
Yeah.
swish. I do want a brief thing for Soren towards Icarus.
You
I guess
can
while they're running.
Like,
you
while
can
they're-
certainly try.
Huh.
It sounded like a threat.
More like, I don't know what Icarus is going to say, and right now he's kind of in the mood to cut people off. So,
Or
Who
up.
knows?
Or up.
I made him unpredictable just for you, Josh.
great. So,
she does.
yeah.
Great.
Do you, so yeah. Go ahead and have that interaction.
Icarus, you do know I'm here for you, no matter what, right?
I know.
And that if you're going to stop at nothing to save him, I also will stop at nothing to save him.
I know. But that's not the plan. He is my protector. He's meant to protect me, not the other way around. I'm still gonna find no matter what. No matter what, at any cost. However, I do not want to wish ill on his purpose and what he asked.
Right, fools.
Excuse me?
That's basically what he said.
Oh no, Baggins. That's what he
Just
said.
don't forget
Whoops.
that I'm here for you. Okay.
He turns over and like he turns his head because I'm assuming he's at the front. He turns his head and he smiles at Soren. Though it's not his usual like
Sweet little
might
Icarus.
be so cute, like in my whole world smile. Like not his usual. Again, his eyes are void. his his expression almost seems like not false, but there's still truth behind it.
But like
However, there's like
absent.
in a way, it's almost as if like something's in him, and he's not the same man as like not even 10 minutes ago. You
I
know,
mean, he just watched his dad die for the second time,
the second
probably.
time, yeah.
So,
But it's like it's weird because it seems like it's almost like a sense of danger
Mm.
that probably emanates from him as he smiles at her, and he takes his hand, brushes it through her hair, and he leans down and kisses her gently for a moment. I know. Thank you for your support. He gives her a small smile.
There's this moment reminds me of something that I think you and only you would catch on, Coda, but I'll tell you after because we are a little bit pressed for time. You
just don't forget to tell me because now I'm curious.
no. It's there's like this is one of the many layers why Echo fucking scared the shit out of me. This same sort of
Delightful.
interaction. It's terrifying. Anyways, getting back on topic. Everybody hops on their respective rides and off you fly. An hour passes through quick flurries of snow and cloudy sky before Zazie, you are the only one who knows the entrance. So let's hope you can find it.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. That'd be a good thing. We're kind of bad.
It is going to be a perception check.
I'm good at those. Those I'm good at.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can Demacia do a perception check to see if there are any other entrances that are perhaps closer by?
You can try. It will not be at advantage. It'll be a straight roll.
Straight roll. Okay.
Because you...
Am I doing... Let's see.
I will say Ray will give you the help action, which is the only why you were able to roll a straight roll, Rizazi.
Oh, for me?
Because at this distance, it would be incredibly difficult to try to spot something as small and insignificant as a secret entrance. Ray is bequeathing unto you through your familiar connection his eyesight.
Cool. All right. I get a +10, guys.
Am I doing
Uh,
the giant eagle perception?
I love it.
You are.
it's a 15.
My
It's a
regular
15.
perception is like a +9. Damn it.
You are.
Ooh.
Well, actually, no, sorry. You would be using your normal perception because of the fact that, yes, you keep the physical stats of the thing you're transforming into, but keep your mental stats. That's the way it's different from polymorph. So, yes, you use your own.
In that case, 18 + 9.
That's nicer. Not 5 + 10. I'm gonna, yeah.
You look around, Demacia, because you are so unfamiliar with this landscape. You see things that might look like entrances. You can't quite confirm or deny. If you wanted to fly closer, you could confirm or deny, but it would take time out of your flight to do so. And if you do check on a couple of them and they are false, you won't be arriving to your destination on time. More precisely, you will lose wild shape before you get there.
Yeah, I figured that was the case there. It's worth it. I'm gonna say no. Just wanted to.
And then you said 15.
Yeah, should I re-roll that? Mm,
What do you mean, should you reroll it?
yeah,
Oh,
should
because
I?
you're using mode of possibility, I see.
Yeah.
It is up to you.
I feel like using that so early is just not a good idea. But a 15 is not great. So
Oh, it's
it's kind of on something that is really important. So I'm gonna use it.
Very well.
That sucks. So it just fucking sucks. Okay. Okay. Well, that's 5 better. That's 20. It's a dirty 20.
That was the smartest decision you've made all night.
Yeah.
Oh.
I felt that. I was looking at that 15. I was like, no, that's not gonna give me anything.
Your eyes, you pass over the same crevice in the mountains several times. But you keep going back to it. Something about it triggers something inside of you. You've never seen this entrance this high up, let alone this far outside. But you, on a hunch, you direct Demacia towards that crevice, and sure enough, it is the entrance that you have been searching for.
God.
And
Okay.
with barely a minute to spare, you hastily land Demacia and your form drops. You almost kind of like tumbling through the mountainous snow with the momentum that your form carries.
Well, I'm glad I went with Ray.
Ray gently alights beside you, but quickly like buckles down onto his knees, kind of like grimacing and kind of giving like a slight hiss, like, okay, oh, please, I don't want to drop you. And you all hastily slide off before his form diminishes back to his normal size. The purple glow and markings that he had on him are practically gone, almost completely faded. And he kind of shivers a bit, his coat puffing up in the cold winter snow. Okay,
There it is.
here it is. He kind of like looks up towards you. Well, he kind of like, well, he looks up towards you, Zazie, and he looks back towards Chase, and he kind of like, his ears fold slightly, and he kind of tilts his head off to the side, and you can tell he's trying to decide which person to ask for a lift on.
Yo, I'll carry Zazie every day of my life.
You mean Ray?
Ray?
Oh,
Or did you mean
No.
the
No.
angry satyr man?
No.
He did mean Zazie.
no, I meant Ray, but
Okay.
you know what? I'll carry Zazie if he carries Ray. It's transitive properties.
Ray does jump up onto Zazie, per Zazie's
Oh,
gesture.
shit! Okay, I'm still here. Again, wireless headset. I
No.
promise.
No, you're all good.
Sarah, she's showing me something.
Hey,
gonna
go,
pet him.
go do it.
Demacia, after like almost crash landing,
Mhm.
she's gonna kind of like roll, like
Mhm.
you had mentioned, she had been rolling.
Mm.
And the second she stops rolling, she's just gonna lay on the ground.
Sprawled out like Snow Angel
Yeah.
style.
Yeah. And she's just gonna look to the rest of the group. Okay, I have a question. Are we possibly taking any rest before we go in, or are we just going balls deep straight in?
We have, with me flying you all here, I gave us an extra hour. Do we want to use that for a rest, or do we want to gain some time lost?
I'm good to continue.
I can use a little bit of my magic to restore a bit more of Icarus, if that is what we are afraid of. would
I don't know if you should
strongly
use more of
caution
you.
against it, but it is possible.
No, you're not
Fine.
using any
I
more
think-
of yourself, Ray.
I think also Icarus could definitely use rest. I could use rest to get another one of my wild chips back. I have one in me still, but I'd feel more confident going in with two.
Why don't
I
we
don't have
go
that much
inside?
time.
Let's get our bearings. It would be damn shame to take a rest, then go in, fight something, and then have to take another rest immediately after because of the combat.
Yeah.
Let's go in, let's resolve what we can, if there is any need to resolve anything, and go from there. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you this earlier, Icarus, before you jumped in to try to save Gad. Light is an absolute necessity. I was hoping to cover us on that front, but given the energy I've expended, I don't think I can. At least do
I've got
more than cover myself and maybe Zazie.
I've got it.
He gestures to her with his head. Kind of in
Yeah.
a, like, go on gesture.
I need an object casted on, preferably, but oh, I do have a staff technically. I have the staff of Dunamancy. So she'll take out her staff and cast light tort on the end of it.
So that covers you and one other person that's standing behind you.
Would dancing lights be enough light?
You would have to keep constantly casting it, but yes, technically it would be. It would constantly require your concentration, and you would have to string it along with the party, in which case it would cover you and one other person.
You guys have
We
torches or something?
We could
A
use
torch
a torch,
also
but we have to make sure
works.
it stays lit.
I'll
The
cast
Wait, I
thaumaturgy.
picked up the lanterns! Guys, the lanterns! Demacia
Oh,
took
that's
so
right.
many lanterns!
That's right, you
Right.
guys
Yeah.
did take
Oh, yeah.
lanterns.
Okay, so whoever's not following me, take lanterns.
Yeah, Demacia is gonna reach into her little bag that she just carries around with her on her back all the time. She's gonna reach into that and she's gonna start distributing lanterns to everyone. And she's gonna look to everyone. I stole an extra as well. So if anything were to happen to your lights, I have more. I have one more for each of us.
And you also do have, what was it?
Lots of rope.
How many
Right.
hours worth of oil did you buy?
Oh,
A
like
lot.
a lot. I bought in. Hold on. Wait, let me double check what I put in my notes.
You take notes?
Well, how many canisters of oil did you buy? Because I remember like cans of oil.
Yeah, I'm about to look at it. One moment.
Take your time.
I bought 20 pounds of oil.
20 pounds of oil. There you go. So that will last everybody roughly 40 hours in addition to the 2 that you have. So that would be. Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, I got time. Yeah,
Guys, look at
So yeah,
Demacia
you
being
guys
all
all distribute the
Yeah.
lanterns. Those are all lit, and before
Cast
you
thaumaturgy.
cast thaumaturgy, it can. Let me just double check the wording of thaumaturgy, not to be rules lawyery here, but
Not to be rules lawyer, even pursuits to rules lawyer.
thaumaturgy.
That's pretty much a Rizlay for you.
That's Josh.
You can cause flames to flicker, brighten, dim, or change color, but it doesn't look like you can create light.
Fire is light. If a torch
You can
could
cause. Correct. You could, if you had the lantern and then cast thaumaturgy to create, like to make it brighten,
Like
that would be
brighter.
possible. But
Don't
you
I have
cannot.
that? Don't I have that pyromancy ring?
The ring of pyromancy. I
Who
don't
had
know
that?
who has that, but yes,
I
you do
have it.
technically.
My
Oh wait,
main
one.
Chase has it, right?
It's me. No,
What?
Oh.
No, I mean, I don't
No,
think
no.
so. But I've got like
That's me.
3 fire spells. I got like firebolt.
I also have.
I'm the one that
flame
had the ring
blade.
because I keep on asking you what the stats are for it.
Oh
Okay, that's what I
fuck!
thought
I'm
as
sorry. You do have a ring of pyromancy. I will. If you don't mind staying with me a little bit after session, I can get that over to you.
Oh, I don't mind. I was just asking if I could just use that as a light, like a Zippo.
I would say you could. It probably has
Just-
produced flame in it, so you can just kind of conjure some flame in the palm of your hand.
Guys, I stole so many lanterns for all of us.
Yay!
But
Why did you-
lanterns are a timed resource. The more you use it, the less of it you have. So I can understand why people are trying to.
So much.
I can just
Like,
imagine Chase.
So much. I stole 2 lanterns for every person.
I don't know if you stole them. You acquired them. I don't know if you stole them.
No, I thought we were given to him by
Yeah.
the castle.
Yeah.
She likes to think that she stole them. It makes her feel better about herself.
Yeah.
It makes her feel like she's not becoming a rule-abiding goody two-shoes like her friends.
She's
Pretty
gas
much.
lanterning.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you
I mean, she did
Um,
kind of like give them false impressions about who they were, and whatever. They don't know, so they probably would not have helped us if they knew who we were.
No,
I
they
think
would not
we
have.
need to go
Mm-mm.
now.
So, are we all ready to go?
Yes.
To
You
bed.
see before you an arched doorway with dwarven runes carved on the outside. Who here speaks or reads dwarven?
That's a good question.
Not me.
I'm gonna double check because I
Icarus?
can't remember.
I have something for that because I did something cool and I have an Eldritch Invocation, Eyes of
The
Skirmish.
rune.
I
Yeah,
can read all writing.
there you go.
Oh, I'm thinking of my Wednesday nights character.
Yeah, you look over the runes. Speak, friend, and enter. No, that'd be hilarious, but no.
It would be. It would be funny.
Be a trap.
Brr. You read over. I had it. Sorry, I just have that scene in my head from Lord of the Rings passing over in my
Why
head.
don't you have a scene from Lord of the Rings playing in your head?
Touche,
a lot,
touche.
a lot, surprisingly, a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly.
So you entrance to this hall lies to those who possess the Allhammer's sacred blessing.
What?
Well,
Chris is gonna
That
read
is it. It's
out
like
loud.
passage into these halls is by those who have the Allhammer's blessing.
Can I do a history check to see if I know what that is?
Sure, make a history check.
yeah,
Or
actually, can I
religion.
join in on that?
Yeah.
History
Me
or
too.
religion. Your choice.
History
Can I
or
cast
religion? Wait,
Arcana?
am I good in either of those?
Arcana wouldn't be so. You could try. Arcana could possibly work. It would just be a higher DC.
Can I go
I
for a
just wanna
history
see if there's
check?
any spells.
Spells?
On the door.
11
certainly.
plus 3 is a 14.
14. Okay.
Please tell me it's fine for me to do the history check.
I said
yeah.
it. I said
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, please tell me I didn't hear that wrong because that is a natural 20, but plus 9, so 29.
29.
29 history.
Alright.
Okay.
All right. I just had a slight little 22. That's all I had. So
You know
it's
that
good. But,
but all of you except for Demacia are able to uncover. Well, Demacia uncovers this fact, but beyond that is a bit more. The Allhammer is reference to Waramir, god of the forge and of dwarves specifically. He hasn't been seen in a couple hundred years. Was last seen tending the Grey Forge underneath the capital city of the dwarves. I can't quite recall the capital city's name at this time, and I don't want to scramble for 5 minutes just to find out. But
Dweru or something like that? Yeah.
but that is who Waramir is. Who the Allhammer is Waramir. Now, those who... There are very few people who Waramir considered friends, and even among those, he didn't distribute blessing. However, one of his closest friends, from the beginning of time, well, since their meeting, and before time for this world began, was the adamantine dragon himself. You are unsure, and it is not mentioned ever throughout history who has been given Waramir's blessing, nor do any people understand what that blessing entails, or what it looks like to possess that blessing. Though, while he did give his blessing to those who he felt particularly inspired by, whether that be for their craft or for their camaraderie, their wisdom, their loyalty, he never made known, save for those of his very close inner circle, to those people who possesses the blessing, or a blessing from him. It was always a silently given benefit.
Delightful.
I got a 22, by the way, for Arcana.
For Arcana, there is definitely magic present, ancient magic of dwarven make. You can't quite ascertain the nature of the spells. You can, aside from a majority of them being abjurative.
What? Okay.
So, I mean,
but
our
does this mean it's
best-
dangerous? If we walk in without having his blessing?
Yeah, I don't think it just won't move.
Well, okay, hear me out, right?
Mhm.
Adamantine Dragon, we have his son, right?
That was my first thought.
Maybe we could
Yeah.
loophole that somehow? Or
We're
maybe
like,
he
"Hey,
has something
we're
on
not
him, like,
kids,
he
so-"
has his dad's sword or some shit, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I do have his Papa's sword a key. Is it a keyblade?
Papa sword, a
Keyblade!
It doesn't look to be made in the shape of a key, but
Maybe
I mean,
chases
this
the
might
shape
be
of
a
the
chase
key.
thing.
Oh
Might be a
wait,
chain.
hold on. What does
there is no key.
Was there?
There is no lock.
You
There
have
is no
to have
lock.
the blessing.
Yeah, it's the whole
Oh.
like basically along the lines of say friend and enter. It is all who contain the Allhammer's blessing may enter. Paraphrasing, of
The
course.
Allhammer was Papa, right?
The Allhammer was a friend of your father's.
Ah, yes, Uncle Papa. All right, I'll
Uncle
walk.
Pop.
I'll walk. So, I got two options. I can walk up to the wall or door and touch it, or I could blast that bitch open.
I tried touching it first.
I
Maybe,
suppose.
yeah, maybe interact
Man, you guys
Feel
are no
around,
fun. I can't
get a
do
vibe.
anything this session.
You are doing something right now.
yeah.
Oh, all right.
Something
Plot
that maybe the
demands
rest of
me.
us can't do, maybe.
You walk forward, placing your hand gently against the doorway, giving it a little bit of a heave.
Oh, wow. And
I'm trying to find a way to word this.
I don't think it opens, guys.
It kind of the runes along the outside of the door glow and a light. The handprint leaving behind kind of a dull orange glow.
I think this
On the door.
frozen for the stream or something.
And as you kind of like heave and shove
I
it
should start
forward,
thinking-
the door kind of just skates across the stone floor, slowly opening into the passage. A chute, kind of about 5.5 feet tall, kind of 4 feet wide, going on kind of like a 1x1 grade, descending into the darkness. Abyssal fog
Yeah,
does
tis
not
away.
seem to be present. Or at least
Can I do
immediately
an-
visible.
Can I just like turn in the room and just go
Arcana
like,
check? Can I
like,
do an Arcana check?
What are you looking
For
for?
what?
Any abyssal presence at all?
He just
You
said there
don't see
wasn't
any.
any.
But are they hiding?
Icarus can't see it with his true sight, so I don't know.
I would be able to see with my true sight.
And the
Let's
abyss, you
go.
know the abyss. It doesn't like to hide.
It's
itself.
confrontational.
As
Oh.
the events of previous.
Marin will go down first. If no one else is willing to.
You have your
I'll go
staff of
down
dunamancy about you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Marin goes
Got
first.
the
Who's
light
going
on her.
next?
I'll go.
Icarus dives in after her.
I'll go.
Zazie dives in after him.
Soren isn't going after Icarus?
Wow,
It's not about it,
Soren.
but he seems like he needs space. I don't know. He's freaking me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Demasia's going after Zazie.
Demacia dives in after Zazie.
Soren will go.
That leaves you, Chase.
Ooh,
Let's go, Mr. McLace.
hell yeah.
Chase the clay.
And that is where we will leave it for tonight.
Oh, Josh.
Literally,
No,
combat
no,
was supposed to
no.
Chase has to
happen.
be up
if
in the
you-
morning.
Yeah, not only does Chase have to be up in the morning, you guys were supposed to walk straight through the front door.
I mean, yeah.
I
But
know,
that's exactly-
believe me, Josh. I had a hunch, but everybody else said, let's go the long way.
Oh, I knew that there was combat right in front of us. I knew that there was
wanted the
combat in front of us. And then
For
Gad,
once in my life.
did you see Gad get fucking torn apart to shreds and
We're
like
not gonna get
run
combat
around?
next session though. Be for real. We're walking into the fucking abyss. We're
Oh yeah,
dead.
this is a little bit better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're not all gonna die. I don't know if you guys remember this. Icarus is having a time.
Icarus is indeed
Right.
having
Man,
a
if
Guys,
time.
Icarus would have
happening
just
with
listened
Icarus?
to. If Icarus would have listened to Chase McLace's plan, because he's smart and handsome and funny, you know.
You were just gonna kill his father, you know, like nothing
Just
deal. No fireball, you know, to Gad.
Kate,
Why?
Kate, you literally Leroy Jenkins.
I wanted to use the minis. They looked so cool.
We might have
They
to.
only
We
give
might
you
have to do
25
that
kills.
next time. Well,
Mhm.
rest of you folks, I don't know what's happening. The Discord screen is kind of frozen up for the rest
Yeah, I
of you.
mentioned that earlier.
I didn't
I heard
hear
it.
it.
I tried to say a little quiet.
Oh, I love how I'm mid-
No,
yawn
make
on
that
the
shit
Discord.
Yeah.
known. Like, don't be
Right.
quiet while we're all talking over each other. It's not gonna work. But what's it? I'll leave this here, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.